A reminder for our radio listeners that the end of the world is going to come next Tuesday at 4:30 p.m., and the Department of Health has requested homeowners to unplug all electrical appliances, turn off radios and TV sets, and disconnect gas stoves and furnaces. The post office recommends that you mail early in the day, and for those with automobiles, alternate side of the street parking will be suspended. That's the end of the world next Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Mark it down.
Tonight, from the network that brought you Amish in the City, comes the reality show that's just not kosher. Jewish in the Country.
Hey, what's with the noisy screaming chicken? Enough with the cock-a-doodle and the doodle. I'm up.
Follow a nice Jewish boy from Yonkers who has to spend 2 weeks on a farm in Iowa.
So, Mr. Cow, make with the milk already while we're young. You want I should grab what?
Me there when he trades his yarmulke for a trucker hat.
You want me to drive a tractor? What do I look like, Mr. Greenback Jeans?
It's Jew Boy turned plowboy on Jewish in the Country.
Boy! So what is this Walmart we're going to? Tell me it's not retail.
Right after Star Trek Circumcised, Friday on UPN.
10:08 at 560 WQAM. Happy Tuesday to you, and here we are after the best of Howard Stern. And don't you start, okay, mister? You better count your blessings.
Sit down here and
such as they may be. That's right. Sit down and dummy up. Anyway, we got no ball game today. We got almost 4 hours today again, so we're getting some of that time back that some people are very distraught that we've lost. I have some bad news for you.
Yeah?
Hank Goldberg will not be back tomorrow.
Really?
I have some better news. He might be back Thursday. We just don't know. Well, he's still out west. He's still in Vegas punching his guts out. And these people still here can't get off the dime and can't decide which hand to wipe with. But then again, that's Greg. You do understand your close personal friend, Greg?
My buddy.
Right. Because one of the things that anybody who's been in radio for like more than 10 minutes knows, the audience loves one thing. You know what that is? Consistency.
No.
Yeah.
No, mix it up.
People are creatures of habit. Even people that watch TV. Like they turn on NBC at 11:30 at night, they want to see that slack-jawed goofball, okay? They turn on CBS 11:30 at night, they want to see David Letterman throwing a pencil through the window. They want to see certain things at a certain... Even in the morning when they get up, for whatever reason, they want to see that haircut Matt Lauer guy.
They want a schedule and chaos.
No, they don't.
They want musical hosts.
No, they do not.
Oh.
So one thing that maybe somebody ought to mention to Greg is that the audience likes a little bit of stability and have some idea who that... I mean, when they don't even know inside the building who's going to be on on Thursday, that should tell you something, shouldn't it? Yeah, should tell you a lot. Maybe Geldy's going to be back. I sure hope not. No, he's not coming back. Maybe Defoe's coming. No, he ain't coming with that cornball crap of his. Oh, and by the way, somebody won't return his phone calls. So here's the poll result. Let's play like a little child. Remember that poll you took? How could you forget about Schmear the Queer and all that stuff? All those
favorite childhood
games?
game, yeah.
Right. How about hide and seek? Was that on there?
Variations of it, like kick the can. Yes, we had variations of hide and seek on there.
Spent a lot of time in the can, like I did last night. I woke up 3 o'clock this morning. I can't say with wild, massive diarrhea from just being here 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
I can't say that, though, because that has to do with, you know what, kind of activity.
Right. Bathroom.
Right. And, of course, there's something unnatural and grotesque and unclean about that, so that's another thing they arbitrarily decided we can't talk about. How about sweating? Can we talk about sweat?
As long as it's not butt
bodily
sweat.
function. Oh, butt sweat, that's bad.
Rectum.
Okay, let's take a look at yesterday's poll. Can I say poll? 1,853 vote. How panicky are you about Hurricane Francis? Now, before I give you the result of the poll, let me just give a kudo to the rational weather fairy, Miss Kamal on Channel 7. I never thought I'd be giving kudos to anybody on Channel 7. And by the way, is there anybody straight works on that channel?
No.
Wow. What a fruit farm. No, seriously, that is the most
I'm thinking
amazing closet. And the door is wide open, evidently. At any rate, Miss Kamala is covering a Francis thing, I think, rationally. You know, like don't get everybody get panicky and don't go out the deep end and don't get too confident if it goes one way, because we still really don't know. Even as of now, we don't know. It's picked up to 135 mile an hour. And it's going to be heavy duty somewhere. It's going to hit something. Might wipe out the Bahamas. Oh, God, wouldn't that be bad?
Oh!
Huh? If it wiped out all our close personal listeners in the Bahamas, just absolutely blew these people off the face of the earth so we didn't have to protect their phony casino crap they got going down there. We despise the Bahamas on this show. Oh, I better not say that.
That's right. They might be sponsored. The whole nation might be a sponsor.
Yeah, everybody is a sponsor. Come to find out, how do you think we're making all this, stealing all this cash?
Right.
So, like I said, we like the Bahamas a lot. No, I can't stand them. I just don't like the whole deal down there. But so we just don't know. But anyway, Bill Kamal has done a reasonable, and he's got a weather cone.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to talk too much about his cone, although. Hey, by the way, sober up, Bill. But he's got a cone like the one on the Weather Channel. It's like a regular weather cone. Now, on the Hysterical network on Channel 4 with Brian Norcross, the Hysterical Weather Fairy, he's got an ice cream cone. He doesn't have like a regular cone. His is like round at the tip.
I thought it would look like a Nike swoosh.
His is like round and rounded at the tip. That's what Duff told me. Oh. But at any rate, no, seriously, and as a result, he's got this, like, it looks like an ice cream cone, so the whole thing is rounded, so it encompasses all of us. I mean, no matter where you are,
there's no
you're
escape.
In Brian's Wicked Web on Channel 4. He's got you, like, in there. He's got you covered. So, and the people that really frost my ass are you grave robbers. There's one word, and your driving still sucks. I mentioned that yesterday. This morning, there's no point in getting frustrated because I'm not going to be here that long, but it's just amazing to me. There's this bitch at the Turnpike toll plaza there by the stadium. Well, she decides she's going into the express lane with $1 bill. And my luck, I'm right behind this bitch. And there's about a half a dozen people behind me. They got things to do. They're going to work. They're taking their kid to school. Whatever they're doing, they have a life. But this broad, her problem is, I think,
I have no life.
She has no brain. She pulls up to the basket, and she rolls down the window, and she's got $1 bill in her hand. And she's kind of like waving it, like maybe magically a hand is going to come from the basket. Remember Michael Caine?
Right.
A magic hand is going to come out of the basket and give her change and, like, open up the gate so she can go through. And now there's no room behind me to back up to let her out, which there's no chance of that at that hour of the morning. There's a lot of traffic. And so she's sitting there and waving and gesticulating toward the toll booth, the person who can't see her anyway, and who's also got their own fish to fry because there are people actually paying, wanting change in the right lane. So now the horns are honking and people are getting all bent out of shape. And so she gets out of the car and she's got some other bitch, probably her girlfriend, in there with her. Actually, some of them brought about, I would say, like in her 40s. Nasty looking, hostile looking. She looked a little like Meg Green,
Florida,
but not that old and not that hostile.
I don't believe you.
But anyway, and then she goes to the toll and she gets her 4 quarters and comes running back and takes her sweet time getting in her car and getting on through there. Now, and I knew it would be a nightmare to be behind this bitch. She gets to the corner out there, the one that I hate. That's the only part I don't like that part of coming here. And there ought to be a light there, but that would make too much sense. At 441 in the, whatever the name of that, what is that? Dan Marino Drive, or whatever that street is by the stadium that comes out onto Ives Dairy Road. And she's going to make the left turn. Well, she starts making the left turn. The only problem is there's somebody coming the other way off Ives Dairy making a left turn ahead of her, who she damn near wipes out and is blowing that horn and just furious. And that was some of the best driving I saw this morning. But at any rate, here's the poll result. How panicky are you about Hurricane Francis? So I started to say about you idiots that are running to a Home Depot. Plantation, Florida, I'm almost embarrassed to say that I live there. Well, I live in the acres, okay? So I'm not in Plantation proper. But we were featured nationally on the Weather Network.
Yeah.
Bunch of goofballs in Plantation rushing to the stores. 10 o'clock last night, they're at the Home Depot, and they're at the Publix, and they're at Winn-Dixie, and they're stocking up on the plywood and on the generators, and they're getting the bottled water. Now, it's okay if you're a little bit nervous, although, you really could wait till tomorrow. Do we have a better idea? By tomorrow at this time, we'll have a much better idea where this thing is going. And whether it's worth getting
by that time, all the panicky people will have bought everything.
All the panicky people will have bought up every bottle of water that's ever been invented, every sheet of plywood that was ever cut. They'll have bought up every 2x4, every piece of masking tape that was ever manufactured.
All the water out of your water closet.
Right, because these people are selfish is basically what it boils down to. And then you see the people with these enormous carts full of mostly water and canned goods. Don't forget peaches, man. No, the only problem with peaches is they probably have like some kind of a...
What?
Laxative effect?
Like
that.
Fruit.
Canned peaches,
they
have those preservatives in.
Not to mention the sugar content.
So I think if you eat too much out of the can, you'll be spending a lot of time in the can. And if we do have, unfortunately, a nasty hit here, which I'll be long gone, but if that did happen, maybe your water ain't going to be working.
Right.
You might have to go out and do some business in the backyard or something.
Sure, because how are you going to flush it?
Very carefully, I guess. I don't know. So don't be eating too many peaches is my best suggestion to you. I got a really good idea. I don't want to create a run. I don't want to create the runs, although I had my own last night from being here. But if you go to like 7-Eleven or any other convenience store, they got them great pickled eggs and sausages.
Oh, yeah.
Now those, if you have like a little formaldehyde around the house, or maybe what's that other stuff that you clean your ears out with?
Peroxide.
Hydrogen peroxide. Just put it in a big jug.
There you go.
And you can keep them pickled eggs and sausages and also dill pickles, I think they sell too. You can keep those for years.
Brine.
Yeah. Oh, you can keep them in some nice brine. In fact, maybe Josh Beckett will come over to the house and do something in that bottle for you. Yeah. He'll give you a little color. At any rate, so that's my suggestion, is just calm down and quit being a bunch of selfish bastards. I can't stand it. Oh, no, we saw what happened with Charlie. We don't want to be. We were all lived through Andrew. Well, guess what? So did I.
Yeah, we were all here.
We were all here, many of us. And the fact of the matter is, use a little common sense, and like Miss Kamal, Weather Fairy Jr. says on Channel 7, just relax. Just quit being so freaking hysterical and over the top like so many of you tend to be, okay? Remember, what was the one that Mayor... Oh, and speaking of Mayor Penis Pequena, don't vote for him today. If you're going to vote, you got till 7 o'clock tonight. The polls are open. Who are we voting for in that race? Who's running against Betty Castor? Oh, Peter Deutsch.
Okay.
Peter Deutsch is a good man. He's great.
Did you see the spots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vote for Peter Deutsch, please. Do not vote for Betty Castor because Castor has a laxative effect. And with a potential hurricane coming, we don't want to be spending too much time in the can, on the can, eating out of a can, right? So forget about Betty Castor. Peter Deutsch, no chance. Here is a guy that Al Gore said was the most devious, lying piece of crap politician in the history of mankind, Alex Penis Pequena. Here's a guy that, not only let him down, but stabbed him right through the heart. Here is a man who is largely responsible for giving us the bunch of fascists that we have running the country right now, the bunch of Nazis, which, by the way, your president says we probably can't win the war on terror.
I heard that. NPR.
Oh, man. Oh, brother.
But we can make them unpopular.
We can sure spend a lot of money and get Halliburton a lot of cash from Bechtel and them people.
We can make them not as popular as they once were.
Right. But at any rate, so we got all of this stuff coming, and people out there are going over the top, which we're not too happy about. Peter Deutsch today, you got plenty of time till 7 o'clock tonight, not Mayor Penis Pequena, who also made that backdoor deal, lied through his teeth with Mickey Arison. Of course, if we wouldn't have had the AAA Arena, we might not have had the MTV Music Awards, although probably we could have had it right there in Sunrise, which is a much better arena.
Right.
And a much better central location where people can actually go who speak English. But at any rate, here's the poll result from yesterday. How panicky are you about Hurricane Francis?
Oh, my God.
1,874 votes. Not too bad. I'll wait and see where it's really going. Now, for once in your lives, you actually made some sense. That's astonishing that so many people would act so rationally. Those are not the people who are lined up at Home Depot or Lowe's right now or lined up at Publix, so waiting to buy up all the water. And then they showed one of the stores. I don't remember whether it was. It's not relevant what it was. It was one of the supermarkets. This was last night. And you know where they have the bottled water and the can? It was already gone.
Yeah.
It's already gone. Last night was freaking Monday, if my calendar's right. Monday. All gone. Bye. Panic, baby. Panic. That's my best suggestion to you, okay? When in doubt, panic. Just go crazy. Ah! And you want to know why it's good?
Why?
Because there's nothing else going on here.
Oh, wow.
Besides the fact that I don't know how you people do it. It is so hot and humid.
Mm-hmm.
10:30 last night, I'm watching the Weather Channel, and it's 85 degrees here.
How do we do what?
10:30 at night. Survive it.
Oh, well, distractions. A lot of distractions.
I go out to get my newspapers this morning. You could hollish out there, just walking out for 30 seconds to pick up the two fish wrappers, which, by the way, there ain't nothing to read in them. Oh, you're complaining too much, Neil. Well, I'm just telling you the truth.
You know, they spend a lot of money on this station.
Who's that? The Herald and the Sun-Sentinel?
Well,
we still hate them like poison, okay? In their case, we make an exception. We don't like them at all, especially the Herald. Sun-Sentinel, small potatoes.
Yeah.
It's hard to hate them because they're they're like vanilla ice cream, you know. But the Herald, 1,874 votes, or look at that, just change again, 1,880, 1,193, 63.5% said I'll wait and see where it's really going. And we can still wait another day, right?
Right.
If it weren't for all you greedy, selfish bastards, maybe by Thursday we'd have some more bottled water and some plywood and some generators and things we might actually need. If, for example, this thing, if it comes, if we get it, it's going to be Saturday. Today's still only Tuesday.
Right.
See, originally they were saying Friday. Now, if we get the hit, it's going to be Saturday, which some of us will be long gone. At any rate, what me worry 232. Oh, I'm stocking up now. Water, batteries, all of these things. 205, 11%. You're the ones, man. Selfish, rotten to the core. Brian Norcross has me in a total panic, 118, with his round-shaped cone. I'm going back out of the bed, 109. No, seriously, when you watch, later on today, go home and watch. Every other station that's reporting on this has got a funnel-shaped cone.
Right.
And that's the area in which this thing might hit, okay? And the National Weather Service, NOAA, they all have a funnel. But Brian Norcross, he's got an ice cream-shaped cone. And if you're real nice to him, maybe he'll let you lick it. I'm going back out of the bed, 109, and the shutters are up already, 23 out of nearly 1,900 votes. That's our poll result from yesterday. And, of course, they would say, well, we know that they're going to, have a run on it. That's why we want to get there ahead of time. I can actually almost understand that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Knowing how greedy and selfish some of these and panicky some of these people are, you want to get there a little bit ahead of time because you know that if you wait till Thursday, the shelves are going to be barren. They're going to be bad. So we'll say, oh, bad news, the death of the day. I bet you didn't know that Dennis Miles died.
Who?
Come on. The hockey-masked rhythm guitarist with rapper Ice-T's hard rock band Body Count, Dennis Miles has died after battle with lymphoma. You don't know Dennis Miles?
No.
Right.
Well, how about Jason? He had a hockey mask. How about Jacques Plant? Miles, whose stage name was D-Rock. Now, does that help out?
No.
Oh. Died August 17th in California. He was 45, but now that it's August 31, they're just getting around to telling us about it 2 weeks later. They wanted to make sure he was really dead.
Yeah, you have to poke him a couple days.
2 other members of Body Count have already died. Drummer Beatmaster 5 succumbed to leukemia in 1996, and bassist Moose Man was killed in a drive-by shooting in 2000. The Moosey Man, not the one from the drive-by shootings up there in D.C. in that area, but the Moosey Man. D.C. was the backbone of the Body Count sound, said Ice-T. Words can't explain how much we'll miss D-Rock more as a friend than a band member, and he's dead. And you didn't even know it. Didn't even know who he was.
No, none of them.
What's his name? Miles Davis?
Him I know.
Something like that. You can see for Miles. Oh, you can see Shalom Harlow on our website today.
Oh, good.
Behind the beaded curtain.
One of our favorites.
Is it really?
Well, she
sounds very Jewish to me.
Oh, indeed she is.
I see. Do you know where she's from? Where she was born?
No, I don't.
She was born December 5th, 1973. This is Behind the Beaded Curtain on NeilRogers.com. If you're over the age of 75 and have many, many legitimate pieces, they have to be stamped and approved by the SS.
Hold them up to the screen.
Right. Oh, and let me say this. It's nice to see the Republicans are really bringing all the people up there to speak in the beginning of their convention who are representative of where they're really coming from. What a joke, you know. All the Ed Crotch, you know, that screamer, and John McCain, all these moderate Republicans, they're putting their best, in the meantime, the Nazis are having the SS meeting in the back room. Shalom Harlow was born December 5th, 1973. It makes her almost 31. And she was born in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada, eh?
How do you like that?
How do you like that? Right down the road from my place, joint. Shalom, it says here, means peace in Hebrew and is used as a greeting. And some will look at that and say, wow, what a peace. Her filmography includes the TV series The Jury, as we speak. Also, I Love Your Work, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Happy Here and Now, The Salton Sea, Kate and Leopard, Vanilla Sky, Head Over Heels, Cherry, movie about great Don Cherry, Hockey Night in Canada, In and Out, wonder what that's about, Unzipped, what's that about? And a bunch of other stuff. So there she is.
And, of course, her modeling career, that's what she
I understand. Shalom Harlow, there she is on our Beaded Curtain today. Another freebie from the Neil Rogers Show, where it doesn't cost you to go to our website. Anybody that would charge to look at their website has to be some kind of an egotist, some kind of a lunatic.
Are you sure?
I mean, it's just beyond my comprehension, you know what? Can you imagine if we charge people to go look at our website? And we got a great website.
Yes, we do.
Thanks, Eric and Josh. But the idea that we would be so... makes me feel very uncomfortable. Gives me spilkies. Makes my guts twist. Oh, and thanks to Howie's again for some really fantastic Best in the World bacon again today.
Another
I think they may have overdone it a little bit today. I think there was more than 2 orders in there. It's starting to get a little, that package, it's like getting a little heavy. There's nothing worse than a heavy package. 26 after 10 at 560 WQAM. Oh, that's what Scran was telling me this morning. About
Roy!
And, is it in here? I don't even know if it's in here. See, I'm taking
he is.
Troy!
Because the rumor we heard about both of them, When you're moving around.
I hate you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hot show, Amish in the city. What's this thing called electricity? L.A., where it's hot and muggy. Ain't no place for a horse and buggy. They might go on a bender, wearing big hats and funny suspenders. But back home it's a different world. No phone so you can't call girls. Come on and raise that barn. They can't swear, they can just say darn. Tune in. If you miss, it's a pity. These kids, they can't say the same, cause they're Amish in the city. Cause they're Amish in the city.
Damn it.
No more eating only mutton. They can use zippers instead of buttons. First time seeing a computer. Going for lunch at a place called Hooters. Cars honk, never heard street noise. And it's the first time they've ever seen a homeboy. But back home it's a different thing. No tattoos or belly rings. Come on and feel no guilt. When you get home you can finish that quilt. L.A., the place is so pretty if they stay. How will they survive when they're Amish in the city? When they're Amish in the city.
10:32 at 560 WQAM. Get the sheep out. 50 votes so far in the poll. We just put it up there. I haven't even talked about that yet. You owe an apology to Brian Norcross, by the way.
I do?
Well, yeah, because I just printed out the latest NOAA tracking photo.
Yeah.
Of Hurricane Francis. And take a look at that. What's on it? They got a cone.
Oh, is that like Brian's cone?
Yeah, well, not quite. It's a little bit different. This one's got sprinkles on it.
Looks like a snow cone.
Oh, no, his has got sprinkles on it. And his cone, too. But at any rate, so you apologize profusely to Miss Norcross because she's the hysteria expert and the Weather Fairy original. Anybody can be like a Weather Fairy imitator like Miss Kamala on Channel 7, who's doing a much better job, by the way, much more rational. And the Weather Channel's not doing a very good job, I don't think at all. Do you? I think they're stinking the joint out on this.
I haven't been watching a lot.
They're spending too much time on Gaston, and of course at Pompano Park we always say, I passed on Gaston. But, and they've got this one chick on there, I don't want to say too much because she's dark-complected and they'll get upset. She calls it Gaston. Now, you can call it Gaston, you can call it Gaston, you can call it anything you want. But Gaston, no.
Is there an E on the end?
No. In fact, I think she may be stoned or whatever. But the Weather Channel leaves me a little bit limp, if I can say that. So anyway, this shows the, and they don't know, but this is just what they're estimating right now. And this is the same one that the Weather Fairy Jr. was using on Channel 7, Miss Kamal. It shows at 2 a.m. Sunday, Orlando, looks like to me. See, can you see that?
I can.
There's the lake. There's like Okeechobee, as those Yahoos would say. Okie-dokie,
That's
Okeechobee.
not going through Palm Beach on the way to Lake Okeechobee.
No, actually, it looks quite far north. It looks like it might hit landfall like about up by, I would say Fort Myers.
All right.
I mean, I say Fort Myers, excuse me. Fort Pierce.
Yeah, we got Ozfest on Saturday. See, some of us are only concerned about that.
Where's that?
West Palm.
No. Well, as a matter of fact, if it takes just a little hitch there, you may be up Schmitz Creek, which is right next to Riviera Beach.
I know where that is.
Yeah. So I don't know. We still don't really know, but that's what they're showing. It's got Hurricane Francis right there, smack. I would say north, more like Lakeland. That would be a good place for it. Now that the bird's dead anyway.
Right.
Lakeland would be good. Nothing but a bunch of mugwumps up there. What's that other place up there north of Lakeland where all the horses, that horse country?
Immokalee.
No, Immokalee's not north. You better get your geography straightened out, Mister. Immokalee's an Indian place on the alley.
Right.
It's on the alley. What?
Ocala.
Oh, that's it. Horse country.
Right.
Never been there, but I hear it's really beautiful.
It's horsey.
And the horses are great. The scenery is beautiful. The
I've been
people are a
through
bunch of yahoos.
Yeah.
In fact, most of the rejects from there wound up in Tueg. They got blown over there in a hurricane. Anyway, I'm not touching it. 567. Let's get a few calls in here before we get to the heavy-duty stuff, because we got all the way till 2 o'clock today. Now, what's that schedule look like, Neil? Well,
check the dry erase board.
Mad Dog. Oh, and look at that. We got that ball game on Thursday. My eyes keep dropping down from today and tomorrow's schedule till Thursday. Oh, yeah. Better not rain Thursday in New York. Better be no rain delays. Better be no excuses, no how. Because Thursday we got 12:35. Marlins on deck. And your Red Hot Marlins were just 4 back of a wild card. I think they're going to make it. I really believe it. Marlins at the Mets at 1:10. So we get out of here early on Thursday. Which makes up for the fact that this week it's the best of Howard Stern, and we wound up getting screwed badly. And instead of anticipating all these great days of 10:45 and 11 o'clock and 11:15 till 2, and be able to just kind of like hang out and enjoy Robin chuckling and puking, Really enjoy watching Josh listening to Robin chuckling and puking and Howard doing.
We got it down. Robert
sounds.
Robert does all the listening.
Right.
And he gives us
Robert
a
and
heads up.
Duff. Don't forget about Muff. Huh? He's in there with his 42 dump buttons. Maybe that's why I took so many dumps last night. Maybe I'm emulating a Muff, but I hope not.
Sympathy dumps.
I've been trying to butch up a little bit. So here's today's poll question. Which of these is or was of most interest to you? These are things that people might be thinking about right now or maybe not. The Democratic Convention, the Republican Convention, the MTV Awards, the Olympics, the Howard Stern Show, Hurricane Francis, today's election, or when is Hank coming back?
That's what I voted for.
What, when is Hank coming back?
Right.
Well, he's given the Hurricane a run for their money. Because so far, we put it up there, we got 73 votes. Hurricane Francis, 27 votes. When is Hank coming back? 20, and we honestly have no idea. And it leaves a gigantic pain right where my heart used to be. The Howard Stern Show, 8. Olympics, 7. Democratic Convention, 5. Today's election, only 3. Only 3. Don't forget Peter Deutsch for Senate. Definitely not Betty Castor, and most definitely not Alex Penis Pequeña. Oh, my God. Is anybody who's speaking English going to vote for him?
No.
In addition to which, probably the Cubans are going to vote against him, too, because now they have reason to hate him like poison. Because he's a turncoat, number one.
Sure.
And number two, because of that obnoxious, he helped through the back door, Bush get in, and now we got that horrendous pub. You see the guy committed suicide the other day?
No.
The Cuban guy, you didn't see that story?
Nope.
He committed suicide because of the new restrictions on travel to Cuba, and he's got a handicapped kid that he was visiting over there in Cuba, and he blew his brains out because he was so distraught.
I didn't see that.
Another casualty of the Bush policies. So Alex Penis Pequeña, by stabbing Al Gore in the back and not helping Al Gore win Florida, he's partly, very largely in part. In fact, I blame him 95%, and Teresa Lepore the other 5%, which we'll get to her crap later. You see that scam she's pulling up there in Palm Beach County?
Again?
Oh, yeah. Where she's controlling the absentee ballots in her own election for re-election to be supervisor of elections.
She's a plant.
Yeah.
She's a mole.
She is a plant, all right. What's the plant? The Venus flytrap. That's what she is.
Did you say Venus?
A man-eating plant.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Rhymes with. Oh, speaking of that, Scran was in here this morning, much too long. Wow.
Roy!
So the rumor around the building is that, because we knew about the Roy thing, but we didn't know about the
Troy!
connection with Scran. I didn't know about that. Well, I guess I did. But if I talk about it, I'll probably be suspended. Oh, can we start that in about 5 minutes? Yeah. You don't dare talk about any of Greg's friends in this place, or you're suspended, mister, for a long time, without pay. Although I got a better contract, I guess, than some. So anyway, when is Hank coming back is right on the ass of that with 22, right on the ass of the hurricane. But that's what people are concerned about. That's why we're right on that Weather Network, Weather Channel. There's some nice music from the Weather Channel. Music to wait for hurricanes by. What?
Why do they play this kind of music?
It's the local yokel forecast.
Jazz. All these weather channels.
They want to jazz it up for it. It's hot, it's humid, it's boring. Mosquitoes are big, nasty. Got a little bit of that, what's that thing?
Why do they play the only kind of music that everyone
West Nile virus. What?
They play the one kind of music that no one likes.
Because they don't want you to concentrate on the music. They want you to look at those thunderstorms there. Miami 92, Hialeah 92.
Scattered showers and thunderstorms.
What a
high
top-up.
92. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 40%.
Oh my God.
For tonight, isolated thunderstorms in the evening and skies turning partly cloudy after midnight. Low 79. Chance of rain 30%. Wednesday, partly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms.
I'm listening.
High 90. Chance of rain 30%.
How's Miss Kamal doing?
Expect a chance of thunderstorms Thursday through Saturday, with temperatures in the low 90s on Thursday.
Who's on at 4 this afternoon?
Howard from Boca.
Oh. Mad Dog at 2. Well, I guess that was it. And Howard from Boca filling in for the suspended and vacationing and plunging his guts out in Vegas, Hank Goldberg at 4. And then we got the Marlins on deck, 6:35. Game at 7:10 at AK after the baseball game. That's our schedule, and it's written in ink today. Ready for that?
Just today.
And we got to see Clarence this morning for a prolonged, much too long period of time. And we got to see Duff, who was like in a total panic, popping a lot of pills. And we got to see Gary Sarner, who continues being just kosher as can be. And we saw Fat Boy. And I saw Skippy in the tea room this morning. He was running on a way out. He's the only guy we got in the building who's small enough. He goes into the stall underneath the door. Yeah, he crawls in out of the door. He was doing something on the floor in there. And who else did I see in our sales? That's it, I guess, huh?
This morning, yeah, I think that's it.
I think that covers all the bases.
Troy, did you mention Troy?
Oh, and of course we saw our friend
Roy!
Every morning. Because he likes to check in with us.
And then as soon as somebody mentioned about him and Screwan doing something, that's when he ran out of here. Let's see. Oh, and this must be, it's from University Dodge, so it's one of Kim Bokamper's boyfriends, no doubt. It says, you forgot, how are the Dolphins going to do this season? And so that should get about
30, man.
Votes. Let's add that on there. You want to add it on since you're the add-on man now? Well, I don't want to put it on though that way. Huh?
That I actually can't do on this computer.
I see.
The only thing
that's about the only thing. But how do we put that on there?
Are the Dolphins going to make the playoffs? I don't know.
Oh, are you? Oh, man. Boy, you sure don't know your sports, mister. We thought we knew that before, but you're just a silly person now.
That's a joke.
How
about how are the Dolphins
bad will the Dolphins be?
How bad will the Dolphins be?
Right.
Mr.
Well,
Negative?
we know they're going to be bad. No, it's just everybody, even when the play-by-play man is telling you they're going to be bad.
Absolutely.
Even when he's saying that the scuttlebutt is maybe 6-10.
Absolutely.
Then you know, I mean, a show like him, although he is a Jets fan.
Yeah, but it's the Wannstedt era.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's now you got your thumb on it. That's why. How bad are they going to be? How bad will the Dolphins be? Something like that. Well, there are lots of things to worry about, but of course, most and foremost is if all your neighbors are going to buy up all the bottled water and generators and plywood before you get a chance to get there, and the masking tape, all of these things. That would be bad. Line 9 is always good. WQAM, hello?
Yeah.
Yes, sir?
No, I just wanted to say hi.
Hi.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Well, see, that was pretty good. That was one of our better calls on Line 9, I would say.
So far.
And it was a nice, friendly way to start a Tuesday morning in an area where most of the people tend to be extraordinarily unfriendly and unhappy.
Do you blame them?
No, they're stuck here, I guess. And I'm serious. I saw that. I came home Sunday about 11 in the morning, and as soon as I started, I went out to Walgreens to pick up some prescription refills, stuff like that. And I noticed the people walking in the parking lot, they all had that scowl on their face like they were not happy. You know? Like they were disgusted with life, like they were stuck here and not too happy about it. And sweating and humid and hot and stuffy and, yeah. And they just didn't look like happy campers, and I'm not used to that. I'm used to a lot of happy people, eh? Happy-go-lucky, friendly. WQAM, hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Chronic.
Neil, how you doing?
Okay, Chronic.
Hey, Neil, can I suck your cock?
Like I said, 567-0560, pound 560. It's the voice of experience, it sounds like to me. Pound 560 on the AT&T.
You don't even know what he looks like.
And Verizon Wireless line. I said the voice of experience.
Oh.
WQAM, hello. Not there. Probably just as well while that other thing goes. Maybe we need about 5 of those, too.
I said we should have access to that.
I sure think so. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you? I've been trying for years to get through. I can't.
Here you go.
I can't believe I got through.
Well worth waiting for, man.
Yeah, there you go. My name's Greg. I'm originally from Toronto, and I'm pleased that you like Toronto so much.
Well, how's it going, eh?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about a great city.
One good thing, we know the Leafs aren't going to have a bad season this year because there ain't going to be any season, so what's wrong with that?
I think you're right.
I know I'm right.
Yeah, it seems like it. Listen, the reason I was calling is to tell you I think the world is way too serious.
Right.
I listen to you every day. You make me laugh. I thank you for it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Too many uptight people out there, man.
Oh, man.
That's why I like Toronto so much, is that not too many uptight people. Everybody seems kind of like relaxed and friendly, and they just don't take things so seriously.
If you get to deal with the actual Torontonians, but I mean, you start dealing with all the Sikhs and all the minorities and the Chinese.
Well, I don't seek them out myself.
Yeah.
Although, quite frankly, you don't really have to.
Where do you hang in Toronto?
Right by my house.
Yeah, are you downtown?
I'm within shooting distance, yeah.
Cool. I grew up at Yonge and Eglinton area, and
I hang out at Woodbine Racetrack at the casino, man, at the slots.
So. Yeah, I heard you like that, huh?
I love that thing, man. I got hooked on it. It's beautiful out there. It's such a fantastic plant. The only thing that's a pain in the ass, well, actually, it's a good thing it's a pain in the ass, is that it's far from anywhere, because it's out by the airport, which is good, because otherwise you'd be like losing all your cash.
But it's hard for you to get there, isn't it? Because you don't have a car when you're
No,
up there, right?
the cab drivers know me. They know a sucker when they see one coming. Oh, yeah, I got my own personal cab driver. Picks me up, takes me out there, sure. He likes that $50 fare. Huh?
It is easy to get a cab there.
You bet.
Well, hey, man, I was just calling to say, again, that you make me laugh, and thank you.
Well, thanks, Rick. I'll see you at the Eden Center, eh?
Okay.
Oh, and I got bad news for you.
What's that?
You know Jay Muggs, the restaurant next to the Eden Center that had the great Sunday brunch? which I used to eat there every Sunday. They shut them down because they're going to use that space for something else, and they just closed as we speak right now.
Oh, there you have it.
Nothing's
Listen,
perfect.
I tried to call in one day. There's a great restaurant when you were doing the thing with the fast food one day.
Right.
If ever you get on the east side of Lauderdale, there's a place called the East Coast Burrito Factory, and it's on Commercial, and it's just east of 95. It's on the north side of the street, and it is awesome.
Okay, thanks a lot, Greg.
Awesome. All right, man.
See you
Thank you.
around,
Have a good one. Bye.
Okay, I got a thing in my briefcase.
You got a thing?
He reminded me when I mentioned about there being no hockey season. I know we have how many hockey fans out there?
About 30, man.
Yesterday in the mail I get at home from the Florida Panthers. It's a good thing I'm here for a few days because this is very crucial. I don't want to pick on them because I'd like to see the franchise do well. I'd like to see somebody turn it around, although Alan Cohen certainly isn't the one that's going to do it. But it's just that they do so many stupid things. First of all, here's yet another letter. What an exciting summer it's been. Dear Neil, our Panthers continue to make improvements on and off the ice. And the new coach Jacques Strap-Martin and Mike Keenan as general manager that we fired not too long ago, but now we decided he's not so bad, and yada, yada, yada. The week following Labor Day, you'll receive tickets for the first 7 hockey games, 2 preseason games, and the 5 regular. There isn't going to be any hockey game. Once the season begins, we will go to print with your commemorative ticket books and and bonus upgrades and this and that. And then there's a yellow certificate inside this. Now, I want you to stop and think about this, okay? First, they want everybody's money for a season that's not going to happen. And number 2, here is a special offer for full season seat holders only. 50% off on additional full season seats for the 2004-05 season, which there ain't going to be one, but assuming that there was. So in other words, let's say you decided you want to become a hockey fan, a Panther fan.
Okay.
And I said, okay, George, well, I got this yellow coupon from the Panthers that's going to give me 50% off for the additional season. Of course, assuming I paid for my own tickets, which thank God I don't, because otherwise I wouldn't buy them and the station reimburses me. It's part of my deal. But that would mean that I would pay X amount of dollars, let's say $5,000, and you'd get the same exact thing for $2,500.
What a good deal.
Yeah. Throughout our most successful campaign today, it's kind of like what they did last year, and they keep doing every year because they can't put asses in the seats, is they keep giving away freebies all the time, and you've just paid a fortune, arm and a leg, $62 a seat,
right?
And then you find out that half the people sitting around you, or like maybe 10 feet away from you, they got in for free.
Yeah.
Well, screw that.
Thanks. One
more reason why a lot of people shouldn't be handing over their money. It says, we've listened to our fans, responded with an outstanding offer starting Monday, August 30th at 8 a.m. and ending Friday, September 3rd, 5 p.m. this week. We'd like to extend to you the following. Purchase additional full season tickets at 50% off, available in all price categories with the exception of row 1 Panther Club seats. So in other words, you can get my exact club seats there, like maybe right the next row down, for half what I paid.
What a bargain.
Well, guess what? How do you like that? Just to make sure you don't get it for half off, I'm tearing this thing up right now, okay? I'm tearing that bastard up right now.
Man.
I know that you guys try hard, some of you guys over there in the organization, and you're trying to, drum up some interest, and you know that there's not going to be any season. I feel bad for you because Alan Cohen is just dying a sea of red ink over there. But, who are we kidding here? You keep pissing off the people that pay the full price. Now, if you knew that there were all these seats available at half price or for free, would you pay full price? If you could go to Ruth Chris Steakhouse and get a steak for $10, the same one that I'm going to pay $50 for, would you pay $50? Only if you're some kind of a moron, even if you got big bucks, which you don't. But I just don't understand these people. They keep leading you down the garden path and it's selling stuff. It reminds me of Jim and Tammy Faye Baker with those condos they were selling.
Right, those timeshares, those
they had about 10 of them, and they sold about
30, man.
30,000, condos that didn't exist, and that created a little bit of a problem. And I see exactly the same kind of bait and switch here. Yeah. Now, I think the deadline for there being a season now is September 13, which is like 2 weeks away. And it's not going to happen. I mean, barring some miracle, there's about as much chance of that as Hurricane Francis is going to land in Mexico City.
Well, maybe it'll be the same like those condos. Those were faith-based condos. Maybe there'll be a faith-based hockey season.
Or maybe there'll be a fake-based hockey season. Maybe that's what it's going to be. Because that's what I'm smelling right now. I'm smelling a rat. Remember the year of the rat when we're throwing all the rats on the ice? Well, I'm smelling the year of the rat coming back right now, and they're trying to sell it to you, okay? And evidently a lot of people are buying because there's so many stupid people here, they'll buy almost anything. How's that poll question coming along now? Which of these And there's no particular. It's just these are things that I think people might recently have been or should be or
stuff.
Yeah, stuff that people might be excited about, concerned about. Which of these is or was of most interest to you? Hurricane Francis, 59. And one thing about our audience, man, they don't get all panicky.
The sky is falling.
About crap like that. They kind of take the cue from me. They just relax. Of course, they know that damn well that if it is coming here, I'll be on a plane to Toronto on Thursday morning. When is Hank coming back 40? He is not coming back tomorrow. I want to apologize for that misinformation that was given to us. That was the scuttlebutt around here yesterday. Who told me that?
Everybody.
Everybody in the building was spreading that kind of ugly rumor. Is that the Humper was coming back tomorrow. Come to find out, he won't even be in town tomorrow. He'll be in Vegas. He's still out there plunging his lungs out, probably having a great time. Although probably a little bit concerned as to what the hell's going on over here because they keep yanking him around and yanking him around. My God, it's the old Hank yank is going on over here. I remember those big yank work pants. 164 votes. Hurricane Francis, 61. When's Hank coming back, 44. The Howard Stern Show, 16. Of course, which is the most interest? Now, that covers a lot of territory. Like, in other words, when are they really going to hear the show? As opposed to all the bleeps, stuff like that. I think it sounds great.
It's wonderful.
We are excited.
Yes.
The Olympics, 15. The Democratic Convention, 11. Today's election, 8. Don't forget Peter Deutsch, no mayor of Penis Pequeña. Today's election, 8, the primary. Republican Convention, only 6. And you know, I will not watch 10 seconds of it. They showed that clip of John McCain busted on Michael Moore. Did you see that?
No, I won't watch
Michael Moore, and you know, at least Michael Moore, he's got 2 puffed up cheeks. That's because he's fat.
He's balanced.
Right. He's balanced out. As
Well,
opposed to one
meals.
big puffy cheek. Looks like he's got big chalk tobacco in his cheek.
Hey,
there,
that's
John
a
McCain.
veteran you're ripping.
Yeah, right. Well, if they can do it, why the hell can't we? In fact, ain't that the same veteran that Bush was ripping an ass back in 2000?
Yeah, but that was for a good cause.
Oh, yeah. That was just cause. Republican Convention 6, the MTV Awards only 2. You see how they forget so fast. That was the hottest. Yeah. I heard Mad Dog say yesterday that was the hottest ticket ever in this town.
Yeah, well.
Do you believe that?
Sure, on that occasion.
On that day?
Yeah, on that
in
day.
that building, on that time.
In that area.
And how bad will the Dolphins do this year? Only 1. And I think probably a lot of people aren't that concerned about it now because they already know the answer to the question. I mean, what is the maximum game the Dolphins could win this year?
9.
Max. That would be only if a miracle. If Dave Wanstead started rubbing those rosary beads like overtime. And if Ricky Williams came back. And if Jay Fiedler got baptized. All of these things. Or what? No, seriously. And also got his foreskin back. All of those things are necessary for the Dolphins to win more than 8 games this season. I'm seeing like 7 and 9 in my crystal balls. That's my prediction. I'm really rambling, you know, and it's already 11 o'clock.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know what it is because we didn't really start that late today, but there's something with the new Stern deal here. And don't let any old fuddy-duddy with a bad hairdo give you a song to dance about how anybody connected with this show is upset about Stern going till whatever the hell he feels like. We are happy campers, as Hubert Humphrey would say. We are pleased as punch.
We're upset when he ends early, like at 10.
Right. We're not too happy. He's on vacation this week. We want like more 10:55, 11:20, stuff like that. In fact, maybe if Muff is listening, maybe we could like take 2 of those best of tapes on Thursday, and then we can go on like just at about 12:10 and get all the spots in, right up until the Marlin pregame show. Sounds really good. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, you're so sure about the hockey season, right? You should run a contest for your plus season tickets. That's what do you think?
Run a contest to do what?
You should run a contest for your tickets for the Panthers this year.
Yeah.
Since you're so sure about the.
Go back to Boston, schmuck. By the way, the Bruins choke. Oh, he knows that. 567-0560, pound 560. I should run a contest. In other words, I should give him the tickets. Is what he's really trying to say. That's what he's really trying to say. Well, what's he got to lose?
Right.
I'll tell you what. I'll run a contest, and that is that I'll sell you my Panther tickets for half of what the station is paying for them because I don't pay for them. How's that? Maybe he'll call back.
Half of that, because you can already get them at half price.
Oh, that's right. I'll sell them to you for half of that. Yeah, I'll take it. Cash right now. Small bills. Putts. Oh, man. And you wonder why the people who are here are unhappy?
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560 QAM.
Neil's poll.
Well, congratulations. Get a life.
I have no life.
She's oily, and old. Looks like the Quaker Oats guy. from the body roll mold. Barbara Bush has 40,000 eyes full of her ice compound. It happened when she realized she raised 4 criminal clowns. Barbara Bush has 40,000 eyes. And she's nasty, old and crafty, and she raised 4 boys and nasties. She's atrocious and takes bricks to anyone who says they want no bush. Walks like she's carrying a bowling ball between her thighs and has 40,000 eyes. She's asking me to score as if she's always surprised. She's wiggle when she talks.
There's Plantation, Florida on the Weather Channel again. They're preparing. They're panicking in Plantation.
She gave us George Bush and Jeb Bush, not to mention Bill and Robin Bush. Filthy rich and fat and smells just like the magic sauce on a Big Mac. Barbara Bush resembles Ernest Borgnine on a bad day with 40,000 eyes.
Let me tell you who I saw. They replayed, I think, on CNBC last night, Meet the Press from Sunday, and Swillery was on there, and she was good.
Yeah.
She was damn good.
She's good. She's good when she does
and
things.
dykes are in right now in America,
Yeah.
so what would be wrong with having Hillary at the head?
Because she's a nice queen.
A nice princess.
Sorry.
Not to be confused with
Majesty.
a nice queen. Okay, so Hurricane Francis, 86 is leading our poll, which makes a lot of sense to me. That means that people are paying attention to business, and we got the Weather Channel right there.
This is the area of the city of Richmond called Shockoe Bottom.
No, we don't care about them, okay? We don't care about Gaston, whether it's Gaston the Storm or Gaston Leroux. We don't care about any of that stuff, okay? With all due respect to those people up there in Virginia and Delaware and Maryland and all those bumfork places up there, we can't be bothered with them. Because we just wound up with Charlie over here, which I must say, I think, even though I wasn't here, I followed on the tube. I don't think they did a particularly good job of advising the people over there. Now, first of all, if you live in a trailer park, it's not a good idea to be waiting for the big blow. But nevertheless, they didn't do a really good job.
No.
And they give a song and dance. Well, we gave them like 15 minutes warning, you know, all this other crap. And they kept talking Tampa, Tampa, Tampa. And it wasn't anywhere near Tampa. Not even close.
Nope.
Now, if we'd have been lucky, it would have blown Tampa off the map. Lutz, Temple Terrace,
Right.
St. Pete, all them old blue hairs. It would have been great. Then we could, brought a whole new bunch of people into Tampa, like some living and breathing folks. Because it's a beautiful place.
Sure.
They just got all the wrong people over there. Just like us. What?
No, that's true.
No, this is a beautiful place, where, except, of course, for this climate in the summertime for 10 months a year. But it's just the wrong people are here. Nasty. And maybe they were nice once upon a time, but I don't think so.
No.
Less than 3 weeks after Hurricane Charlie ransacked southwestern Florida, forecasters, and I use that term loosely, are keeping a close eye on Hurricane Francis, projected to menace the Bahamas and the southeastern United States before the end of the week. Don't panic now. That's what Weather Fairy Jr. Miss Kamal says in Channel 7, and she's doing a fine job of keeping everybody on an even keel. I was going to say straight and even keel, but that would be...
On the straight and narrow?
Yeah. A straight and sober. He's taking kind of a sober view of things. And it's about time. The center track on the National Hurricane Center's 5-day forecast map, with or without the cone, brings the Category 4 storm into central Florida on Saturday night. Got that?
Got it.
I noticed Dave Schwartz was back on the Weather Channel last night. He looked like he was short of breath, like maybe he had a heart attack or something. He's good. You ever see Dave Schwartz on the Weather Channel? Used to be a big fan of his years ago.
I don't know anybody on there.
Well, you wouldn't. No, yes, you do. The bald-headed guy, that guy, yeah, you
Sorry.
do. Any potential landfall remains 5 days away, and the storm still could veer as far south as the Florida Straits or as far north as South Carolina. I'm thinking Carolinas.
All right.
Yeah. At 8 o'clock this morning, the center of Hurricane Francis was about 200 miles east-northeast of San Juan, Puerto Rico, and you'll be pleased to know, well, not in your case, that the Puerto Ricans aren't going to get blown away. Francis had maximum sustained winds of 135 miles an hour, was moving... Now, see, this is not correct. Far be it from me, the amateur meteorologist. I mean, I don't know anything. And yet, it's amazing that you can sit there and you actually can plot it and watch, and you can tell where the hell it's going a little bit better than what they're telling you.
Yeah.
It's not going due west.
You're plotting again?
It's going slightly north of due west. Because it was 19.6 at one point last night latitude, and now it's 20 point. Oh! So it doesn't take a rocket scientist. It don't figure it take Brian Norcross and his whole team of meteorologists over there at the weather at the Hysteria Center at Channel 4. I mean, here he's sitting across the room from the news people, okay? Let's go to the weather center, and Brian, meteorologist, the weather center.
Or maybe it's in the middle of the building.
Or weather control, or whatever, some stupid-ass cliche they got.
Storm center.
Yeah, that's it, the Channel 4 Storm Center. And there she is, the Hurricane Queen, sitting right there in the middle of the Storm Center.
He's the storm specialist.
He's the blow specialist. Just like what's-her-name said when we had the big blow in 1926. Oh, and then the guy on the Weather Channel, this other bald-headed geek, he's on there talking about, oh, this is the track in 1926, 1941. All the big hurricanes that hit right here, this is the track that it was on.
Uh-oh.
Not that we want you to get upset.
The track of death.
Oh. That's the track we ought to be concerned about. Not Pompano, not Calder, not Gulfstream. We ought to be concerned about. And not those Greyhound tracks. We get that.
Oh, yes,
again.
Greyhound.
Oh, none of that Greyhound racing. Some strengthening is forecast for the next 24 hours, the Hurricane Center said. Well, we know that. A hurricane watch was issued early today for the southeastern Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. We, of course, are hoping we don't get any damage or any problem here. We do hope that the Bahamas get blown off the map. Then we can have casino gambling here.
Oh!
Yeah. That's all we need is Mickey Arison to take his money, move to Israel, and the Bahamas get blown off the map, and then we can be free and clear. Because even that fat-ass Bible-thumping governor won't be able to keep him out at that point. Right?
Let's hope. That's the plan anyway.
What, to blow the Bahamas away?
Right.
Sounds like a winner to me.
Oh!
If anybody deserves it, you grave robbers over in the Bahamas.
Yeah, man.
Or are they a sponsor? Oh, it's a damn good thing we don't have that offshore gambling, that illegal gambling scam that we used to have on the station. Because then they'd be running in, oh, gee, you're knocking that, you know. One thing I've discovered being here, and this is only the second day this week in quite a while, and the last time for a long time, every day is another crisis at WQAM. The audience thinks I embellish this, I exaggerate. I'm not funning you, man. Every day is another crisis. Even if somebody farted the wrong flavor. Oh, my God, did you smell what Skippy did in there? As a matter of fact, I did smell what Skippy did in there this morning, and believe me, it was the wrong flavor. I don't know what the right flavor is, but that wasn't it. What an idiot. What a nitwit. And I'm so delighted that Mad Mike got all psychotic yesterday, living up to his name. I'm pleased that I could get a little bit of emotion out of him, because he's otherwise so he holds it in. You know what I mean?
He's mysterious.
He's a mysterious kind of character, Mad Mike in our sales department. He's a bald-headed enigma, and he just kind of stands out there, but you know he's ready to blow any second. Like he could be the next Ted Bundy, the next Jeffrey Dahmer, the next Timothy McVeigh.
Anyone's ever looked in his briefcase?
No, God forbid.
Chainsaw.
He's probably got Una Bamba Grande in there. So at any rate, he got a little messed up in the mind yesterday. I'm glad I could do that for him because, every now and then you have to let it out. Just a good primal yell, huh? No, he evidently was quite put out yesterday, and I do not apologize for that. I think it's good for him.
He was put out?
It's good for his mental health. No, that was Screw Ann you're thinking of. Well, that was quite a conversation I had with her in here this morning. Not by my choice. She just kind of cornered me.
Quite chummy from where I was sitting.
Well, especially after I told her I was planning on maybe re-upping for another 2 years and being here 4 more years, which I probably shouldn't say that on the air because the people in the audience are thinking,
oh, my God,
has he taken leave of his senses? No, I like the money, see?
Money's
I like
good.
having a really soft deal, and it's pretty soft. And I like having all that money coming in for doing crap like this, because now, see, I finally reached the point, 2 things. Nothing phases me. These calls, there's nothing. It's just, we're just here to get the check.
Right.
Right. And number 2, knowing that these people, they're never going to change, so the fact of the matter is they're oblivious. In fact, their ignorance is our benefit, quite frankly. Even Mad Dog was saying that yesterday. Well, he said, well, if you'll re-up for 2 more years, I'll do it too. And I said,
all right.
Yeah. So I kind of spread that around the hallway this morning so they go to Greg, see if he might return my lawyer's phone calls. He's very good at that, not returning phone calls, playing hide and seek, like I said before. He'd be good in Toronto. We have a big Sikh community. Yeah. we could move Henry Hyde up there as his next door neighbor.
That's something you guys do for fun, hiding Sikhs?
Yeah, hiding Sikhs. I wish we could. Now the ones that smell good, they're okay. Haven't met any yet. 10 minutes after 11 at 560 WQM. When you're moving or renovating, that's the best time, the smart time to do the right spot. I'm doing the wrong spot. What? I'm doing Dynamatrix again. I just got through doing that. Well, see, the good thing about having this kind of like laid-back format that we have now, when we have no idea when we're coming on, is I can like segue right from that into a laser recharge. Right?
Yeah, who cares?
Nobody cares. Nobody's paying any attention. In fact, I probably shouldn't have pointed it out. I should have just picked up this copy, just segued right from that. Just zipped it right along. Like I was saying only moments ago, if you have a business or you're in charge of ordering inkjets, thermocarbon paper, and supplies, then pick up that phone right now and call 1-800-287-9212. That's the number for A Laser Recharge, the toner and recharge cartridge specialists. They provide service, support, maintenance for most makes and models of machines to make them run just like brand new again. When you call 1-800-287-9212, you'll save money on all your printing and office equipment supplies. For those of you who haven't called, what in the world are you waiting for? Because when you call 1-800-287-9212, you get an unbeatable deal. You'll be talking to Just Bob, who's been supplying businesses in South Florida with what they need, in most cases within just 24 hours. An A-Laser Recharge can save you up to 50% on new cartridges as compared to depot pricing. Maybe they might give me one of those toner cartridges for my brother 4800.
Or your mother. Or your sister.
No, the one I have at the house now. It's just like the one I have up in Toronto. I got one for the house.
They might not.
Because my toner... Huh? I bet you Just Bob will have one over here by tomorrow morning. You'll see. It's that Brother 4800. I just mentioned the model number on the air, the toner. Well, they're kind of expensive, George. And don't forget, all the cartridges sold by A-Laser Recharge are remanufactured, not refilled. As long as I'm here, I might as well get a freebie or two.
Sure.
Any schmuck can sell you a cheap refilled cartridge, but don't forget, you only get what you pay for, unless, of course, you're getting it for free. Remanufactured cartridges are the only smart way to go. Write down this number and call them as soon as you can and save a lot of cash. 1-800-287-9212. A-Laser Recharge. They're proud of their individualized service. Offer you a no-questions-asked satisfaction guarantee. So whether it's toner, cartridges, all of these things, just pick up that phone and call Just Bob at A-Laser Recharge, and you'll be just peachy. You'll be pretty happy with the deal. 1-800-287-9212 or log on to their website, alaserrecharge.com. 1-800-287-9212.
Howard and Neil, Metzon, and the Hammer. What a powerhouse lineup. Absolutely. QAM.
It's Dave in Miami town.
Yes.
At 560 WQAM.
I'm listening.
I saw last night on CNN the candidate sporting that big old chin. So move it on over. Bigger than a boulder. Move over George Bush and make room for John Kerry's chin.
Absolutely.
A horse that's Kerry if you're close in the race. And why likely do you have the long face? Move it on over. Cause it's bigger than a boulder. Move over George Bush and make room for John Kerry's chin. Well, the first thing they'll try to legislate is to make that chin a brand new state. Move it on over. It's bigger than a boulder. Move over George Bush and make room for John Kerry's chin.
Oh! And all the rest of them, too, please. It's 11:15 at 560 WQAM. Pretty weak, ineffective campaign by the Democrats so far, but they're just waiting, man.
Oh, yeah? For what?
They're like the Marlins. They're just coasting, you know, a little bit behind. Like the Marlins are only 4 out of the wild card right now. Then the last 20 games, they're going to put on a big push, go 18-2, and they're going to like even maybe challenge the Braves for first, but no chance. Some idiot called yesterday. Call him Mad Dog. We just going for the wild card, or we have a chance to catch Atlanta? Oh God, you believe that? How stupid some of these sports nerds are. Oh, I'm sorry. Now I'm going to play something because we got a big day coming up tomorrow, which you haven't mentioned yet.
One last thing to Howard too. Howard, don't let Barry Jackson and this stuff about your show's not entertaining get to you, man. I hate seeing you making comments about it every day on your show. Let it go, man. It's okay. You don't have to go around calling Barry Jackson. All right? I know he's not listening because when he's off the air, he goes up to Boca. He said he doesn't listen anymore, so it's okay.
I'm listening.
But anyway, Joe Rose returns to radio tomorrow. Unfortunately, not on our station. But tomorrow's the debut. The Ticket, baby, 790, ESPN, The Ticket. How come you're promoting that? Just for the fun of it. Why not? Just the same thing we talked about 103.1 to Buzz, where you hear Howard Stern clear as a bell all the way to Plantation. Heard it again this morning without all the dumps, and they actually rejoin it when they start the show again, as opposed to us who like rejoin it in the middle of a...
well, stop telling people that.
Why? No, it's more fun to hear it on QAM. Like that. You hear it real clear, you know, on the buzz, and then you punch over to AM and, Roger, what do you think, Roger? Yeah. And you realize that AM radio really sucks, but we're making a fortune here. No, seriously, that's why this is such a tremendous accomplishment. We got 17 asterisks in the Guinness Book of Records on our accomplishment here, because we're doing it on a really marginal AM signal. Sounds like coming through a pile of horse manure. Anyway, speaking of horse manure, that QAM website, man, not too good. Here's a fax I had before the show. It's from a chronic faxer. I was on a QAM website just to see what crap it was about. Well, at least we didn't disappoint. And it says they still have last week's schedule with George on Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays. Monday, Tuesday, and Friday.
Yeah.
See, he's complaining, this schmuck.
Right.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, idiot. And although for all we know, maybe that's what it does say on there. How do we know?
Right.
And I click on our host and was shocked to see Mo and Geldy on there. On the list of hosts.
Yeah.
Well, they're both still on the payroll here. But then again, probably Sam is still on the payroll, too. So, you know, wouldn't you think? I'm sure he's still on the dole in this place. Speaking of a guy with a bum hand. So that's the way it goes here at QAM. The guy that called for the Toronto guy, he was right. We're not going to solve the problems of the world on this stupid-ass show. We're just here to give you a few chuckles, that's all. And so we do have maybe a big hurricane coming, maybe not. You know, so let's have a good time until we all get blown away.
That's right. I'll have a hurricane party. Tailgate party.
Check out some of these good faxes here. The latest 11... Oh, that's right. There was an 11 a.m. advisory. Thank you very much, Chronic Faxer, for advising me. Now, let's see where the hell the eye is. Because one thing about a hurricane, keep your eye on the... It's right here. I got my thumb on it. And it's now... location still 20.0 north, 64 point west longitude. 135 mile an hour. It's Category 3. I love those people say, it's a Cat 3, it's a Cat 4.
What's a Cat 4?
That. You know who said that this morning? Rick Shaw, my good close personal friend. And quit voting for Bush, Rick. You're a good guy, but you're politically confused. He's been wearing that cap too tight for too many years. No, remember when his girlfriend called that time from the airport or something? And she said, he was at the airport, whatever it was. And she said, he's a great guy, but he's politically confused and going to vote for Bush. Let's just keep him playing Righteous Brother oldies on Election Day so we can't vote. He's a good guy, Rick Shaw. He's one of our few friends in the business. He's one of the few people still alive in the business. Anyway, so this thing is moving west at 15 miles an hour, which it was like 13 and 14, now 15, but it's not going anywhere real fast. Now, their tracking line, oh, look at this. They got a new tracking path on here, right on the end of their ice cream cone. They extended it.
Oh, look at that.
On the news tonight at 5 o'clock, Brian Norcross is going to extend his right beyond the ice cream line. Yeah, right beyond the end of his cone. Won't that be interesting to watch?
You know, some cones have that chocolate.
I bet you Miss Kamala will be watching that. Now they're showing, guess where this 8 a.m. Sunday is? I don't want to tell you. Duval County up north begins with a J. Jacksonville. Didn't I say that yesterday?
You did say that.
That I was thinking Jacksonville just in time for the election, for the real, not today, for the real election.
Of course, you named every city on the
No, I did not.
Coast.
Wipe out a lot of mugwumps up there, man. Although, hopefully in the redneck neighborhoods, not in the dark neighborhoods, because there's a lot of darkies up there in Jacksonville, too. We want to make sure they vote 4, 5, 50
They're not going to be allowed to vote anyway.
30, man.
Oh, that's right. Well, the ones that can sneak through. The ones really like complected like Malcolm. But 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday is what they're showing. And again, this is only a projection. Don't get all panicky now. Like Miss Kamal says, just stay on an even keel. Just stay calm, cool, collected, all of these things. Because what else are we going to do? What's the point of getting all bent out of shape and running out there and buying a whole bunch of crap? You know what I think a lot of these people do? Just like the Marlin caps they bought after the World Series that they try to take back and get a refund on. I bet you they try to take back the warped plywood.
Yeah, and the water.
Oh, and the water, forget about that, after they, like, pee in it or something. Josh Beckett says he'll take it at half price. For 2 days, your show has been hiccuping like an 8-track with a bad splice. That's on the air? Is Duff using an old Echoplex delay? I heard that on the Stern Show this morning. I heard some of that in here. I thought I heard that. This show has been doing that, too?
Hey.
Sounds good here in Hollywood. P.S. The Hustler Shop is luckily right by my kid's school, but why didn't Larry Flint drop the Bush abortion bomb in his book? Oh, yeah, he he didn't do that, Todd. Very sorry about that. I guess they must have got to that broad. They must have made her an offer she couldn't refuse. Or maybe they just made her like magic, disappears. You know how that goes. Where's that Boeing thing?
Oh, it's on the other thing. I don't even know.
Oh, sorry. See, you're 360 blows.
I know.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. We better not be having no hiccuping on the air on the show, or I'm going to be really porked off about that. I did hear some of that, I thought, this morning when I was sitting here, which is on pre-delay, so how the hell is that possible? I don't know.
The satellite.
We got problems, baby. We got some serious technical problems. We got some scheduling problems. We've got the audience on pins and needles waiting to find out who the hell is going to be on first and what the hell is going on with them. Even Dustin Hoffman can't figure it out. And then we also got this damn hurricane to worry about. Too much stress and pressure here. Always some psychotic, hysterical. I'm too old for this now, see?
That's just driving to work.
Right. I'm just too old. That drive this morning, 55 freaking minutes. And it wasn't like real heavy traffic either.
Right? No, that's
every
day. It's something.
It's not the amount of traffic. It's the nature of the morons who are in those vehicles, baby. That's the problem here. You can't complain about the driving in this town because there is very little. There's almost none. You call that driving? They're driving me nuts, I'll tell you that. That bitch at the turnpike, she's waving the dollar bill like magic, like somehow they're going to be like 4 quarters.
Oh, concierge.
Like Kreskin is going to drop 4 quarters out of the sky and take the dollar bill, and she'll open up the palm of her hand. There'll be 4 quarters in there, and she's going to toss 3 in a damn basket. Crazy bitch. See where it says that blue sign there in very big letters, exact change, you stupid. And she had a Florida tag on there. It's not like she was from Moose Jaw or somewhere like that. No, she was an Anglo. I want to make very, very clear.
She
was as white as the fallen snow. Trust me, she was an Anglo. She was a cracker. She was a freaking trailer park trash cracker is what she was. She was a reject from the Jerry Springer show is what this bitch was. And then she makes the left turn, nearly wipes that poor guy out. Man, he's still honking on it. He's still, I'm telling you, she nearly wiped him out. And I knew she's going to do something like that because she cannot drive. What's the qualification to drive in South Florida? I guarantee you that Terry Schiavo could get a license right now.
Yeah, and Susan Smith.
Yeah. No, Terry Schiavo.
Sure.
Oh, Susan Smith, no sweat. She's in a little hot water right now. Bitch. In fact, you know something? Maybe whatever jail she's in up there in South Carolina, maybe this hurricane, maybe Francis has got its eye on Susan Smith. I'll tell you one thing, David, her ex-husband, he was pretty cute.
So you said.
He was. But as soon as he started talking, oh, brother. Woo! Talk about a drooling Yahoo. But he could have kept his mouth shut. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil?
Yes?
Did you see on the news last night in Palm Beach, like a community, condominium community where the people had carry stickers on their car? 3 or 4 cars got vandalized. They keyed them with the word Bush on it.
Nice. That's those good, holy, righteous, born-again, better than we are Republicans, right?
Right, and you should have seen the old lady. It was perfect. She said, she sat there and thought about it. She goes, I love my right to vote, but it's just like, she said, thought about it, it's just like Nazis.
There you go.
It was classic. You know, she couldn't have came out any better. Well, good luck to us all.
Thanks, pal. Thanks for the bad news. That's Palm Beach.
Thanks for calling.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Which of these is or was of most interest to you? We're getting any votes on this poll or what? 311. That's in about an hour. That's not too bad, right?
No, we'll take it. Not bad at all.
Not great. Not as good as like Schmear the Queer and Foosball.
No, but
and Hide and Seek with Greg Reed. See, I'm sure the audience is tired of hearing it too, but it just wears me out to think about a man who does so many things wrong, so unprofessionally, so unacceptably, so grotesque, and every time, no matter how much cow manure you roll him around in, he comes popping out like from the top of the birthday cake, smelling just like Warren Cromartie, like cashmere bouquet. Hurricane Francis they're concerned about, and damn well ought to be, because we might all be dead by the weekend. 116. Not that I want you to panic, but a lot of us might be. Well, I won't be here. When is Hank coming back is in second place with 671. That's a damn good question, as a matter of fact. We want the answer. The Howard Stern Show, 29. Today's election, the primary, 23. Peter Deutsch, don't forget, for the U.S. Senate. Not Alex Penis Pequeña under any circumstances. You will burn in hell if you vote for Mayor Penis Pequeña. An evildoer, a liar, a BS artist. That Mickey Harrison arena and bad hair, and he's got that parakeet on his shoulder, a little one.
He's got a little one?
The Olympics, 21. That's why they call him Mayor Penis Pequeña. How bad will the Dolphins do this year? 20. The Democratic Convention, 18. The Republican Convention, 15. And the MTV Awards, with all the hoopla in the media, not in this crowd, only 4.
You're listening to Neil Rogers on 560 QAM.
The first meeting went between Britney Spears' dad and her new fiancé, Kevin Federline.
What up, dog? How you doing? How's it hanging?
How's it hanging?
Yeah, how's everything, man?
None of your business how it's hanging.
First of all, I just want to tell you...
First of all, why don't you shut your mouth, you little snot-nosed brat?
What you talk about, Mr. Spears?
It was nice you could get the day off from work to have lunch with me.
Well, I just want to tell you how lucky
It was nice you could get the day off from work to have lunch with me.
Well, I don't work. So.
Oh, there it is. I don't work. What kind of provider are you going to be?
I'm going to provide love. I really, really, really love your daughter.
Well, that's important to me because if you don't love my daughter, I'm going to cut your head off with a chainsaw.
No, I love your daughter, especially her butt. I mean, have you seen her butt? You could just drop.
Hey, sicko.
Yeah?
Don't talk to a father about his daughter's butt. What's the matter with you?
I'm sorry, man.
I don't like you.
No, I'm just really nervous. Just give me another chance.
I don't like you.
Just give me one more chance.
So how's the hunt going for a job?
What do I need to work for, man? Your daughter is rich.
Hey, that's not what I want to hear from you. Take some initiative. Go out and get a job. Be a man.
Look, I love your daughter.
I know, but love don't pay the bill, schmucky.
I love her belly. I mean, I could just lick her belly.
What? Again with the references.
What's wrong?
A father doesn't want to hear that you want to lick his daughter's belly.
But your belly button is so cute.
Hey! Stop that crap.
All right.
What are your long-range goals here? How are you going to provide for my daughter once her career is over?
I'm going to love her forever.
I told you love ain't enough, Schmecky.
I love your daughter, especially her body. I mean, have you seen her naked? I mean...
Hey! Man, that's my daughter!
But, I mean, she's just beautiful.
Have I seen her naked?
Hey, Daddy, do you know she goes to Brazilian body wax?
Hey, are you sick?
Daddy, come on, man.
Hey, don't call me Daddy, you little puke.
Pop, please.
Don't call me Pop. Don't call me anything but Mr. Spears.
Papa,
Hey! With the references to me. I don't even know you. It's the first time I met you. You smell a little bit like Doritos, too.
Are we going to eat lunch or something?
No, I don't think so. I think I've had enough of this.
I'm hungry. I don't have any money.
Of course you don't have any money. Hey!
Which reminds me of people smell like bologna sandwiches. Awful. 26 till noon at 5. Here's the hurricane advisory. I guess I probably ought to read this since we want to pretend that we,
we have a correspondent or something.
Even though we're a goofball station. We have a what?
Channel 10 representative that we can...
Yeah, but what's it done?
No.
Anyway.
Oh,
and then I flip over to, because I watched Miss Norcross and then I watched Weather Fairy Jr., Bill Kamala, who's doing a fine job there, Bill, sober up. And then I went over to see what Channel 10 was doing on the 11 o'clock news to check out good old Don.
No.
Because he's generally pretty calm and cool and very accurate. I like Don.
No.
He's pretty good. They had that stupid exhibition Monday Night Football game on.
Oh.
And I'm thinking to myself, well, everybody who's got a brain, an IQ larger than their thumbnail, except for the QM sports audience, everybody else is like glued to find out what's going on with a hurricane so they can find out how much visqueen and masking tape, plywood and water to chop up. They got a stupid football game on there. Pretty weak. Anyway, the core of powerful Hurricane Francis expected to pass well north of Puerto Rico, heading for the southeastern Bahamas with 135-mile-an-hour winds. Hey, all you people in the Bahamas, one thing in closing to say to all you folks.
Bye!
At 11 o'clock this morning, the government of the Bahamas has issued a hurricane warning for the southeastern Bahamas, which includes Acklands, Crooked, can that be right?
Yes, can be.
Inaguas, Mayaguana, and the Ragged Islands.
Marijuana.
And for the Turks and Caicos Islands, and a hurricane watch for the central Bahamas, which includes Cat, Exumas, Long Island, Rum Cay, and San Salvador. A hurricane warning means, well, we know what it means. A tropical storm remains in effect for Puerto Rico, Culebra, Vieques, and the Vieques. They better start speaking the right language there or else.
Isn't that the bombing range?
Yes. And the U.S. Virgin Islands of St. Thomas, St. John, and the surrounding islands, and for the British Virgin Islands. Oh, wouldn't it be something if those British Virgins got it?
Ever met one?
Prince Charles. At 11 o'clock this morning, the government of the Dominican Republic, La República Dominicana, has issued a tropical storm warning for the north coast of the Dominican Republic from Punta Gorda, or is that
Punta Gorda?
Punta Gorda.
Yes, she is.
Westward to Manzanillo Bay. I noticed that they don't pronounce those things with the trill, with the two L's. They do it with Manzanillo Bay. and has discontinued the tropical storm watch south of Punta Gorda. Or is that? At 11 o'clock this morning, the tropical storm watch has been discontinued for Saint Martin, that's as in Jacques Martin, Saint Barthélemy, and Saint Croix. At 11 o'clock this morning, well, they don't want to hear about all these discontinued things. Francis continues moving toward the west at 15 miles an hour, and this motion is expected to continue today with a gradual turn to the west-northwest.
Okay.
West-northwest, right toward us. On this track, the core of the hurricane will be passing well to the north of the U.S. and British Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico later today. However, the outer rain bands of Francis will affect those islands today. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 70 miles. And one thing that really kills me is last night they're talking about what a giant, massive storm it was, when they just got through saying on the Weather Channel about it's a small storm in terms of size.
Well, it's a massive small storm.
Powerful, potentially very dangerous and deadly, but not huge. Okay?
Okay. Is it huge?
And they give you a song and a dance. For 1 minute it's small and compact. The next minute it's huge and gigantic because they're all a bunch of grave robbers is what they are. And they want you to stay tuned, you know. 5670560, pound 560. I haven't even gotten any of the good stuff here. It's almost noon already. Damn it. Oh, guess what they were wearing? They were wearing anti-carry Band-Aids at the Republican convention. Oh, everything's a big joke to mock his military service.
Oh, I see.
Because like Bob Dole said, he didn't see any blood. He didn't see him in a hospital, you know.
I see.
Just like Max Cleland, he didn't see any blood.
Right. Or arms.
To document the heights or depths of liberal media bias during the week of the Republican Convention in New York City, the media research staff is preparing twice daily media liberal bias? What is this crap? Who the hell sent this? CNN was upset to learn some delegates were wearing Band-Aids emblazoned with little purple hearts. Reporter Candy Crowley confronted one woman. This is a man, John Kerry, who went and served his country. Do you feel as though you're making fun of him? I mean, doesn't that seem like an unrealistic question to you and part of the liberal media bias? What kind of crap is this? What kind of fascist sent me this crap? Wearing little Band-Aids because it's so cute. Newt Gingrich.
Well, that's a spam fax. We get those all the time.
Oh, and I noticed the ones from that crazy rabbi stopped coming.
No.
They didn't?
No.
Oh. Cox LaHoyce, Rabbi. Gary in Weston says the judges have... Gary, stop already, will you please? Oh, God. The judges I was referring to yesterday are Hope Thiemann Bristol, Cheryl Ailman, both appointed by Governor Bush. Well, vote against them. And they just happen to have received some of the lowest ratings of all of the judges in Broward County. I think it's very interesting they've both been endorsed by the Sun Sentinel, he says. Next thing you know, they'll be endorsing W for president. Well, it's owned by the Chicago Tribune, a well-known right-wing organization, so why should he be surprised? Gary, good luck to you, okay? You have your heart in the right place, but your mind is gone. Speaking of your mind is gone, Bush suggests that the war on terror cannot be won.
Oh, my God.
Now, how come they're not making a big stink about this? The Democrats are, but why isn't the media making a big stink about this? I see.
We have ways.
I see. President Bush ignited a Democratic inferno of criticism yesterday by suggesting the war on terrorism could not be won, forcing his aides to scramble to defend his remarks, just as he had hoped to bask in convention accolades. Bush sought to emphasize the economy. New Hampshire's appears to be on a rebound, but his comments on terrorism dominated national attention. In an interview on the Today Show on NBC yesterday, Bush vowed to stay the course in the war on terror, saying perseverance in the battle would make the world safer for future generations, but he suggested an all-out victory against terrorism might not be possible. Asked, can we win? Bush said, I don't think you can win it, but I think you can create conditions so that those who use terror as a tool are less acceptable in parts of the world. Less acceptable.
Like you can't get a good seat at a restaurant anymore.
Right. Democrats looking for ways to deflect the spotlight from Republicans as they open their convention in New York pounced. After months of listening to the Republicans base their campaign on their singular ability to win the war on terror, the president now says we can't win the war on terrorism, said good old Johnny Edwards. This is no time to declare defeat, he be saying. It's pretty sad. Almost 1,000 dead American troops over there, 6,000 plus injured, which we don't hear about those.
No.
And thousands of those liberated Iraqis, guess what? They're dead too.
You're listening to Neil Rogers.
Did you hear that? That Stern is a panic. What a show.
And not even that fun cutting into the show. I'd say get rid of them in the mornings and go back to a nice, safe tune. Besides, you're going to lose to the Dolphins.
Who needs the Dolphins? Screw 'em. Why, we're going to do so well now. Yeah, I might even decide to pay Boca.
Anybody see my pants? Carlo stole my pants.
Well, what did he do that for?
He didn't like what I called him.
What was that?
Sprinkles.
Oh, I didn't splatter on your shoe, hon.
Give me back my pants.
I hid them in my weird beard.
That's my
Wait a minute. I think the Stein show is off now.
What do we do?
I don't know. Is George on today?
Think it's a pregnant pause?
It's,
Maybe Robin has something else.
Guys, let's just relax.
Why don't you...
13 to noon. Guess what's coming up at 10 minutes before the hour on the Weather Channel?
I don't know.
The latest tropical crap. So don't let me
Somewhere.
forget in 3 minutes to plunk that on. Plunk my magic twanger. Already a box office sensation, Michigan filmmaker Michael Moore has got another loud reception at the Republican convention. This time was boos, as expected, when Senator John McCain told the delegates last night about a disingenuous filmmaker would have us believe that Saddam's Iraq was an oasis of peace. Did he ever say that? No.
No, he showed people drinking coffee and children playing, remember?
They knew he was referring to the maker of Fahrenheit 9/11, the film which savages Mr. Bush's Iraq policy, and quite accurately, by the way, has set a box office record for documentaries, grossing $115 million so far. McCain's comments prompted prolonged booing and chants of 4 more years. Many of the delegates faced Moore, who was seated in the press seats at Madison Square Garden because he's writing a column this week for USA Today. Moore seemed to relish the attention, thrusting his arms over his head, laughing and saying, 2 more months. Asked about McCain's remarks, Moore said, I can't believe they're dumb enough to bring up the film and help its box orifice. On the eve of the convention, Moore, along with Jesse Jackson and actor Danny Glover, led a protest march through the streets of New York City, loudly and exuberantly chanting slogans such as, No more years. They accused the Bush White House of prosecuting an unjust war in Iraq, making the country poorer, and undermining abortion rights. And, of course, he is
absolutely correct, sir.
As usual, and fat. Oh, and speaking of right-wing lunatics, man, speaking of born-again Christian hypocrites, DCF chief resigns amid scandal.
Oh, my God.
How do you like that? Jerry Regier, the good born-again Christian, man. Department of Children and Families Chief Jerry Regier, whose agency has been racked by scandal over cronyism and influence peddling. This, again, is a born-again Christian, holier than thou, better than us, abruptly resigned yesterday, becoming the latest secretary to be devoured by Florida's intractable child welfare system. How's Regier doing, by the way?
Who?
Though he has vowed as recently as last month to stay and lead this agency, Regier said at a news conference that directing a department under significant and sustained attack had taken its toll. Regier, 59, who was wearing a Peanuts tie, said he was leaving his successor a far better program than the one he inherited. He took the job in August 2002 after one of Florida's worst welfare scandals, the disappearance of Miami foster child Relia Wilson, 5, and it goes on and on. It's in the Herald today on the front page, just before you wrap your fish. Another sudden resignation by another incompetent phony baloney, Jerry Regier. You suck, Jerry. Which of these is or was of most interest to you? That's our poll question today. We got 417 votes. Not bad. Hurricane Francis, 162. Oh, that's the advisory coming up in a minute.
Don't forget.
Oh. When is Hank coming back? 91, the Humper. When's the Humper coming back to do it on the radio, man?
That was funny.
91 votes. I'm thinking Thursday. I'm shooting for Thursday.
Okay.
All depending on the weather, or not. What? No, not appropriate. Police showed a security video Wednesday of a bus they said was used by the Dave Matthews Band and was the source of human waste dumped August 8th on a Chicago Architecture Foundation tour boat as it passed beneath the Kinsey Street Bridge. Well, if they weren't before they passed by there when they got through, they sure were full of crap.
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560.
Hi, all my favorite Republicans. This is Matt Drudge, and it's time for the... Excuse me, I'm floating. It's time once again for the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
Oh, my God.
Bye-bye, tell me bye-bye. Oh! Bye-bye, tell me bye-bye.
talk, Geldy.
You're the voice of the station, Panthers. For a ball that the fans can stand ya. Sweet like gold in your bowl. No one around here is gonna miss you. You gotta knock this little doo-doo out of here. You almost will arrive. Like Chelsea, Chelsea,
I'll tell you one thing, Scoran said this morning why she misses Geldy the most because he was really rock solid. 12:02, and she said the same thing about
Roy.
And the other one too, but it's not worth it. 5670560 pound
Troy.
560 on the AT&T and Verizon wireless line. Let's get a whole bunch of calls on between now and 2 because this thing seems to be just smoking right along here today.
Sure
you know?
is, for some reason. After
God
that
almighty.
rough, it was a very
well,
rough
might as well
start.
get a lot of calls. It was?
For me?
Oh, that's right. You were in the crapper.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You were in the crapper, and they
I was
came
thinking we had to monitor that
knocking
last,
on the door,
whatever it was,
and
yeah.
they're going to end early, and Duff was like all whipped up, and then he's like, suck it up
Hurry
a
up
bit
and
because
wait.
he's begging. Because I already told him if they end like these tapes at 9:45 to 10 or something, I'm not doing an extra quarter. Of course I will, but I just told him that to make him nervous. Nothing needs any extra help these days.
We got lots of good filler music.
Yeah, we got a lot of good pills. Yeah, we got Mana. Now let's do a few hours on Mana. Huh? Sure, why the hell not?
Oh, it's controversial, don't you
And what
know?
about na, hey, kissed up goodbye? Things like that.
Steam.
Yeah, he's kind of steamed about that whole deal this morning. Then come to find out they went until what? It was about 5:10 after the hour.
Yeah.
Which is a good start.
We had to listen.
But when we want to hear...
I mean, we got
are
to
you
listen.
starting again?
We got
no
to
wonder
listen.
they hate you. No wonder Greg can't stand you. WQAM, hello.
Deron hates you.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good?
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question about yesterday.
Chronic. Yeah.
What's your take on Chinese Catholics?
WQ, I like both of them. WQAM, hello.
Hola, this is Carlos.
They're great. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. Well, they're all busy voting, don't you understand?
They're busy with the plywood.
I mean, when you stop and think about somebody gets on here and tells you that he's going to make the difference in the presidential election, and then you listen, and then you kind of like think in your mind of what this is all about and who these people are and who's going to read the ballot to them. It's just, we're going to make the big difference in the primary today here on the Neil Rogers Show. I'm telling you. And if we get Peter Deutsch in there, then we can all be singing Deutschland über alles. It fits right in with the Bush thing. Somebody faxed that before.
I see.
Well, I'm not that clever. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Neil.
Speaking.
This is Neil.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to my boy T-Roll.
Yeah, good. Okay. Give a shout out. Shout on this, okay? Open a window and shout out. I'm as dark as hell. Give a shout out. You know something? There are so many stupid people in this country. It really is terrifying.
Yeah.
It is just, in addition to which, what is it with a lot of other people that want to emulate the stupid people? In other words, you're a dumb, you're illiterate, you're a moron, you're a slackard, you're a subhuman piece of garbage. I want to be just like you.
Well, because on top of that, you also lack imagination, so you have to copy somebody.
Oh, I see. WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Uncle Neil.
Speaking.
How you doing?
Okay.
Listen, regarding the election and all that, I think we're in big trouble. I was talking to one of my boys' teacher. She was a teacher last year. She's a kindergarten teacher. Black, no less. And we got into the political thing. She's like, "Well, I'm going to vote for Bush," and I was like, "Why?"
Well, some black person has to.
Yeah. She's like, "Well, you know, I'm very conservative, and I really don't like."
So what does that? So what does that prove? That there's one black person, one black woman that's going to vote for Bush? I bet you there's 3 or 4 others.
I know, but a school teacher. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
This guy's cut so many programs since he's been in. It just blew my mind. I said, forget it. I mean, You expect that from a Yahoo, but from a lady who has a master's, it blew my mind. To vote for a moron who can't even speak.
How do you know she has a master's?
Well,
she played at the Masters. She was in Augusta. She's the one they were all upset about. Have no fear, Pally. We'll get the votes in.
I think we're in big trouble.
No, we're busting in all the liberals, man. Just watch.
Put it on 08.
For what? Oh, don't tell. For it's Bo Griffin again?
Yeah. This time they're showing her from the neck down.
Oh my God!
See, now you can see the girl.
Why did you do that to me? What have I ever done to deserve such an evil thing?
I want to share the pain.
There are communities. I bet you 2 Egg Florida isn't as big as Shro Griffin.
Look, you're losing all the weight lately.
I'm not losing that much weight. In fact, if I stayed here for 3 weeks, I'd gain back those few pounds that I lost.
That could be you.
If I stayed here, yeah.
Yeah.
Not quite. And it got good suntan.
Oh, look, there's a body shot. Body shot.
I'm back on the Weather Channel. I'm on a Weather Channel. I want to get the important stuff about Francis on here, okay?
What if you could get up to 4 loan offers?
I'd grab it right now. WQAM, hello.
Oh,
yeah. Yes, sir.
Hurricane time.
Okay, great. WQAM, hello.
Yeah, looking for Neil.
Speaking.
How are you, sir?
Good.
I need to tell you it's an absolute pleasure.
It is.
Feel welcome back. George did a great job, and anytime you need a filler, the men around that are listening should thank him for the way he comes on about his mother. He's absolutely great. Completely descriptive and wonderful about his mom.
Yeah.
And it's a pleasure having you back on.
Okay, and don't forget my mom. She's still dead, too. Okay, thank you. 5670560. Well, he probably hates his mom, too, okay, is what he's trying to say. And he appreciates the fact that you've got the cojones to say it like that.
It's like group therapy for those
like
of
all
us.
these people that I'm sure were very angry over the fact that I didn't come to my mother's funeral. I don't do funerals. Mine, yes, and anybody else's. No. And I'll be cremated. There will be no service, no ceremony, no. I told you the thing where they actually had to do the shovel of dirt onto the casket.
I've done that at Jewish funerals. Yeah, my fat friend, we had to.
Oh,
it was a big shovel too.
That is so grotesque. You know, it's
Steam
not
shovel.
bad enough that somebody died that maybe somebody might care about.
Symbolic.
But the idea that you got to take a shovelful and dump it.
Your people.
I'll tell you one thing. If anybody needs a shovelful, this is a place to come. If you run out, we got it all here, man. We got shovels full that never run out. Just talk to Greg. He'll give you some.
I plan to go to my mom's funeral.
Do you? Hopefully soon.
I got a party shirt all picked out.
Yeah. I hear your wife is going, too. They're going to have a twofer. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, I got a greedy South Floridian spy report.
Yes?
The Margate Walmart. A big BCC maintenance pickup truck gathering up 2 pallets of water. Thank you.
I'll be damned. Thanks for the bad news. How do you like that? 2 pallets. Maybe they're going to draw some.
Hiya, pallet.
Yeah. Oh, God. All you greedy bastards out there, leave a little water for the rest of these people, okay? I was going to say for us, of course. I won't be here. What?
No.
I won't.
I know.
I'll know by tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, last time I checked, and September number 1, and I could be gone by September number 2.
We're just putting out a lot of rain barrels.
Because, I mean, what would be the point? I got people that hang around and watch the house and make sure everything is okay, and better than me, you know.
Nail the shutters up, nail the plywood up, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Fat Boy's in here this morning. You got shutters? No, he volunteered to come just and stand in front of the window. I don't need, what do I need shutters for when I got Fat Boy? Nothing could penetrate through that tub of lard. God. Nice haircut, though. And I noticed that Miguel wants to be just like Fat Boy. Everybody around here at QM is getting that same Mo Howard David and Faggy haircut now. Haven't seen Mo that now they got the new do.
Oh, you got to. You got to linger on.
And any day now might be the last before Mo goes into Dolphin.
Absolutely.
And that would be it. And of course, doing the Dolphin games this season, that's about as close to retirement as you can get anyway. Because they're not going to play too much football. I mean, Jay Fiedler and A.J. Feely, touchy-feely? What are these people thinking about? And Dave Wannstedt.
It's the Wannstedt era.
Oh, I sure hope Wayne isn't upset with us, because we used to, well, he always hated me.
Yeah, well, you're bad man.
That's true. We don't like you too much, Wayne. You're pockmarked, you're a bully, you're a sourpuss, and stuff like that. And so if you take the Dolphins somewhere else, we don't care, because they're on XM radio anyway. Right? Isn't that what Greg said? It's no longer the big bonanza that it used to be. You know, when Lauren Green was still doing the Malpo spots, then it was a big deal. But it's not the big bonanza that it used to be. That's what Little Joe said. And Haas. And who was the other one? Big
Purnell Roberts.
Purnell Roberts. What was he? Didn't he have a nickname or just Purnell?
No, he had a name.
Well,
a regular name.
Somebody will know.
That'll come to me.
It's 11 past noon at 560 WQAM. We got the Mad Dog, Jim Mandich at 2, working 2 days in a row. Oh, man, is he under stress or what? And then we got Mo Howard David at 2 o'clock this afternoon, at 4 rather, in the studio, filling in for the vacationing and gambling and the suspended Hank Goldberg, who is back maybe on Thursday, weather permitting. And then Marlins on deck, 6:35. Marlins at the Mets, 7:10 as they go for another win. And maybe the Cubs will choke and gag, although they're playing in Montreal. Do you know how many people were at that game in Montreal last night? I watched some of that, the Cub game in Montreal.
About 30, man.
That is, what is that all about? What's the purpose of that? Man, so many frogs in so little time. And then we got Eddie K after the baseball game, who is steady as a rock, solid. Eddie K. Hey, when you're moving or renovating, here's some people that are rock solid. Dollar Mattress. Just make that one easy call, 1-800-MATTRESS, and make that first night in your dream home heavenly with a brand-new, top-quality brand-name mattress from Dollar Mattress. And you still get to pick that 2-hour window for delivery when it fits your move-in schedule. And Dollar Mattress is on time 99.7% of the time. Nobody's got a better selection of queen and king-size mattress sets ready for immediate delivery than Dollar Mattress, and nobody can beat their prices either. In fact, when you call 1-800-MATTRESS right now, you get a great deal at a discount price. Dollar Mattress is ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. They were winners of the 2004 Better Business Bureau Local Torch of Excellence Award. When you call 1-800-MATTRESS, you'll choose from the complete line of the top names in the universe. They got them all, whatever you like. Sealy, Serta, King Coil, Simmons, Tempur-Pedic, and even Stearns and Bananas Foster. Boy, I sure did love that chocolate banana waffle. Once every 6 months I can do something like that.
I guess it won't kill you.
Oh,
Fast.
man, that was just disgusting. All the smart folks are making that call. You ought to be doing the same. I beg your pardon?
Adam Cartwright.
Adam Cartwright, very good. 1-800-MATTRESS. If you're moving, sending a college student off, or just want to guarantee yourself a great night's sleep for years to come and get the best deal on a mattress under the sun, you don't have to schlep around in this heat and humidity. All you have to do is sit there on your fat ass and make that one easy call and get a great new bed from Dollar Mattress. Check them out on the web if you like at mattress.com, or pick up that phone and call right now. 1-800-MATTRESS. 1-800-MATTRES.
The Howard Stern Show. Neil Rogers, mornings and middays. And sports around the clock. 560 WQAM.
My rear end.
Yeah, we heard about it, Troy. How was it?
It's a bad day to quit sniffing glue. He do the rush, struggle, Limbaugh, bouncing off the walls in a rehab room. He do the rush, struggle, Limbaugh, Limbaugh. The rush, struggle, Limbaugh. He do the rush, struggle, Limbaugh, Limbaugh. The rush, struggle, Limbaugh. He do the rush, struggle, Limbaugh. On loan from God and hateful and rotten. He do the rush, struggle, Limbaugh. Snorting and popping illegal oxycontin. He do the rush, struggle, Limbaugh. Limbaugh. The rush, struggle, Limbaugh. He do the rush, struggle, Limbaugh. Limbaugh. The rush, struggle, Limbaugh. He do the rush, struggle, Limbaugh.
Little girls and candy. I had an epiphany, my friends. An epiphany. Pissed on me. Nasty, horrible.
Under the rug is where the story's going. He do the rush, struggle, Limbaugh. Damage control so they can pigeonhole him. He do the rush, struggle, Limbaugh. Limbaugh. The rush, struggle, Limbaugh. He do the rush, struggle, Limbaugh. Limbaugh. The rush, struggle, Limbaugh. He do the rush, struggle, Limbaugh.
Oh! From 18 at 560 WQAM. Happy Tuesday to you. Here's a fax that says NFL is on Sirius, not XM radio. Get Sirius.
Sorry.
No, it's a good fax. It continues. He's just correcting me. I want to be, not that
Correct.
we care, because nobody has
Politically
anyway.
correct.
On Sunday, Miss Drudge said, old Neil Rogers is out of touch. After looking at Matt, it says, I wouldn't be in touch with that ugly, fuzzy-headed queen. That nappy 5 o'clock shadow would scrape my inner thighs. I guess if you let it, you know what I'm saying?
Rectum. What are you out of touch about?
Oh, I don't know. Out of touch about fuzzy-headed old queens, I guess.
Ah.
Who hang out with Ann Coulter at her pastrami thighs. Anyway, here's a fax from Ed in Fort Lauderdale who says, isn't Goldie doing Joe Rose's old show on Saturdays, the breakfast buffet show? Well, who cares? We need that squeaky voice pipsqueak in here to do a A weekend show
We have
for
a
his
breakfast
150
buffet?
grand a year, whatever the hell they were paying him. He was stealing out of this place to squeak his way along. Somebody said that to me the other. Oh, well, we need somebody for that Saturday show for 150 or 200 grand or 300 grand a year, whatever the hell he was stealing here. Mr. Pipsqueak, Mr. Lickett, and even he got tired of licking it after a while. Maybe that's why Mo left the muskrat home, but it was too late. Everybody had that big falling out. And that's something how Mo went. He just mowed him right down, didn't he? No, he went through the whole.
He did, the
He
staff.
went through everybody. They tried teaming up even things that are inanimate objects with him, and they left. Even Luis Miguel's muskrat flew out of there. They tried to mate it with the other one. Jesus, God Almighty, Mo, they just hate you like poison.
Absolutely.
But don't worry about it. Don't take it personal. And just now when you were starting to like him a lot.
Well, I know. It always happens.
A little bit. Which of these is or was of most interest to you is our poll question. 510 votes. That's not bad. Not, spectacular. Not earth-shaking. What? What am I missing?
News story.
About?
Shannon Melendi.
Who's that?
Some chick that got murdered. I think they arrested the guy or something. And then what happened?
Shannon Melendi? Is this on CNN?
On Channel 7.
Thanks very much for that.
Oh, there's Wolf Blitzkrieg. Oh, God, now, isn't it, what is that, 6 on our fine cable system here?
I don't know, since they changed it. It's 5 on our cable.
Oh, it
7.
is? Well, that doesn't make
But it's
much...
over with already. I was just pointing it out to Miguel because he was pointing it out to me earlier.
Oh, well, it's the kind of thing. She probably had the kin in Cuba.
I'll carry promises.
Oh, yeah. Okay, anyway, Hurricane Francis, they're worried about. 203 there is the most interest, and it ought to be. I think this audience finally has their priorities straightened out. You know what? When is Hank coming back? 115, that's a very strong second. The Humper, he'll be back Thursday. Weather permitting is what I'm hearing. I think he'll be back. If he wasn't coming back, they wouldn't be doing those promos saying Howard and Neil and Mad Dog. What?
Those are decoy promos.
Decoys for what? Decoys to stick Defo in? Decoys for Defo.
Defoys.
They bring back that twerp, man. I'm taking a walk. I'm getting on a plane and getting right out of here. What? Now, what did you say yesterday about the fact that they were just about ready to do that deal, and then they heard me bitching?
I didn't say anything.
The hell you didn't. Miguel said it.
Yeah, it was Miguel.
Yeah, Miguel was spreading that ugly rumor about how they were just about had a deal done with him.
Pretty much a done deal, right?
I would be delighted to find out that was true, because even as much as I don't
you
try to get
opened
people...
up a mouth again, ruining everything for them, all of their plans.
Why would they want to bring back spilt milk? Why would they want to bring back that loser to this place, huh? With his 85 million different jobs and his 42,000 paychecks and his 0.3 shares. He's on a station that you can hear. You can hear the station. Does he have any number in Dayton, Broward, in there?
No.
He's a non-factor. I hate to break the news to you, okay? He is a non-factor.
Are you telling me? I wasn't going to bring him back.
The hell you weren't. You'll suck up to anybody if they give you a good cigar. Let's see.
Or a bad
How bad will the Dolphins do this year? It's moving up fast, 43. It's going to be bad. Take it from me, okay? Take it from the football expert.
This is a bit of a time frame that you can kind of start thinking and prepare.
Yeah, but where's your ice cream cone, honey?
On the southeast coast, you really need to start those preparations right away, because this weekend, Labor Day weekend, is going to be possibly very, very dangerous.
Woo!
All right, let's see
You
what's
hear
going
that?
on today.
It's going to possibly be very or not, or maybe a little bit dangerous, huh?
Medium dangerous.
Okay. How bad will the Dolphins do this year? He's got 43 votes. The Howard Stern show they're concerned about's got 40. And, of course, they have reason to be concerned, the way we're butchering it up pretty good. Today's election, 33. We got an election going on right now till 7 o'clock tonight. Peter Deutsch. That's the one name keep in mind, okay? Vote for him a whole bunch of times. Good man. He ain't no Betty Casseroil. And he ain't no Alice Penis Pequeña with that little cockatoo on his shoulder. Today's election, 33. The Olympics, 32. The Democratic Convention, 31, Republican Convention, 19, and the MTV Awards, only 6. They made such a big timus about that. Oh, this is the most important thing that ever happened. We already want them to come back next year. And everybody, see, most of us, I'm talking about, most of us, people, don't care about celebrities. Now, there are a lot of people who do care about celebrities, but you know what? We also don't care about the people who do care.
But don't you care whose yacht would have been bigger, Usher's or Puffy's?
No, I don't even care whose penis would have been bigger. Josh Hartnett or Nick Lachey and even me. I'm so tired of Nick and Jessica, your girlfriend Jessica and my boyfriend Nick. If I never saw them again, it would be much too soon.
Right, unless
he's a
naked.
good singer, even though you deny that. He really can sing. He's got
I'll
some
take
talent.
your word for it.
But that whole boy band thing went out with the wind as soon as they threw Big Papa in the
I heard a
slam
rumor
over.
that she can sing too, although
we would never.
no
There's
idea
no
what
evidence
that sounds
of it.
like.
Yeah.
And I don't really care.
And of course, she's not ditzy or dumb either. That's all an act. But,
yeah, we don't care about that either.
Right. No, I'm sure she put out on her wedding night real good.
Yeah.
And before that. But then again,
she put out. And
she's
Nick
a
put
born-again Christian. I beg your pardon, he put in?
A good word for the maitre d'?
Oh, man. Watch George's new movie, Great Escape from Purgatory. I'm telling you, man, the Beasleys will be over here personal and take care of your ass if you don't watch it. Because Greg says, enough with your crap already. What is that story? What is it about him that he doesn't like you?
He hates me.
He does.
He does.
I didn't tell you because I didn't want to hurt your feelings, but he's still sour on you.
Yeah, I know.
Why?
I don't know.
The month of July, the trend. I got the numbers right here. The trend came in.
Don't matter.
And it was mostly you.
Yeah, don't matter.
And we had a fine month.
Don't matter.
Kept that number right up there. We're still number one.
Don't
he
matter.
works for peanuts. He works cheap as hell.
Don't matter.
He gets a lot of abuse. And Greg still don't appreciate you, even though he comes in there and gives you that phony, the high five, the low five, he's fisting and wristing. And by the way, Troy, don't come in here anymore. Give me that Schwarzer fist thing, will you, please?
You want me to save it?
Yeah, save it for your friend.
Roy!
And Screw Ann. Oh, can't you just conjure up the image of that, huh? No, she was in here this morning a hell of a long time, that Screw Ann. I don't think we can play that anymore, can we? We'll find out.
No.
What?
I don't think so. I don't
Why
know.
not? He says something don't smell right.
Yeah.
That could be anything. Maybe she had a bad egg salad sandwich or something. I don't care how much money you made, Screw Ann, or how many houses you sold, or how you make a lot of money in real estate, or any of that other crap. Quite frankly, you were in here much too long. But, I'll see you again in 6-7 months. One of these days, not too soon. But I put a little bug in her ear. I said, hey, listen, I'm looking to extend my contract 2 more years. And while I've taken leave of my senses and I've lost my mind, and Mad Dog came in here yesterday and said, hey, if you'll do it, I'll go for it too. Now, that's an offer that they better seal it up right now, like by tomorrow. You know what I mean? Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
At least there's 4 hours from about 11 a.m. and maybe even a little before that if Howard decides to take his marbles and go home some days. Till 3 in the afternoon, solid. Rock solid. Right?
Yeah.
Seal that deal.
Sign it up.
Right now.
Sew it up.
Just my suggestion, okay, Screw Ann? So you and Muff and all the others in Clarence get in there and hop on Greg. In her case, probably wouldn't be the first time. From what we hear, 26 past noon at 560, and in Clarence and Duff's case, probably wouldn't be either. If you're on the Atkins, the South Beach, the Sugar Busters, or any other low-carb, sugar-free diet, head for Delights of West Boca. For years, Delights has helped thousands and thousands of low-carb dieters achieve their weight loss goals, and now Delights of West Boca is celebrating their 14th anniversary with special discounts of up to 50% off on low-carb products like Carbolite, Pure Delight, Carb Sense, and lots more. And as their anniversary super special, you can save half off all their Atkins brands food and supplements, too. Don't forget the great selection at Delights of low-carb bakery items like cheesecakes, brownies, rolls, breads, all of these things. And as always, you can try anything in the store before you lay out cash and buy it to make sure you like it. They got a staff that knows low-carb dieting inside and out, and they're open every day at Delights till 10 in the p.m. And don't forget their guaranteed lowest price policy on all Atkins, Carbolite, and Pure Delight products, too. Delights of West Boca will positively not be undersold. You'll find Delights on the northeast corner of Glades Road and 441, right next door to Boston Market, or call them toll-free at 1-877-LOW-CARB. That's with a W, 1-877-LOW-CARB. On the web, you'll find them at lowcarb.com. Delights of West Boca, it's your official Atkins Retail Center.
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560 QAM.
Keep your ears open now. Don't be hocking and shining there in Espanol with Miguel, because there may be something in here we might have to dump.
Oh, I'd like to know who won the election. Said I'd like to know who won the election.
Yes.
Count the vote, baby. Count the vote over. Count the vote,
You know that potty mouth KJ, man.
Count the vote over. Count the vote.
Always spewing a stream of obscenities.
Ever since this presidential race began, I've often wondered who was going to win. Some Palm Beach people went to do their voting chore.
count up all the ballots and find out who's gotten more. Those old folks seem to have one thing in common. Looks like lots of them just gave their votes to Patrick Buchanan. So I'd like to know who won the election. Yes, I'd like to know who won the election. Count the vote, baby, count the vote, over, count the vote, baby, count the vote, over, count the vote.
About 30, man.
The final tabulation started coming in. Then I saw a news flash on Channel 10. Some angry people all together in a bunch. They said they were confused and didn't know which hole to punch.
Rectum.
Those old folks seem to have one thing in common. Looks like lots of them just gave their votes to Patrick Buchanan.
Oi!
So I'd like to know who won the election. Said I'd like to know who won the election.
You turd.
Oh, I'd like to know who won the election.
I don't know.
Yes, I'd like to know who won the election.
I have no life.
Count the vote, baby, count the vote over, count the vote, baby, count the vote over, count the vote, how many for Bush, count the vote, how many for Gore, count the vote, how many for Bush, count
So let me ask you, do you think Gore can win this time?
Count the vote, they messed up the ballot, count the vote,
27 till 1 at 560. I would have sworn, I can't say that either. I thought that he swore. He said something about Poles who voted for Buchanan, but he didn't say that.
No, maybe that's some other bit.
Here's a fax that says, Peter Deutsch, are you freaking kidding me? Betty Castor is going to kick his Israeli-looking ass.
Oi!
The last thing we need in U.S. Senate is another apologist for Israel who has his Jewish tongue so far up Ariel Sharon's ass. And then it says, F. Peter Deutsch, www.nomorejewsincongress.com. Oh, that's a beauty. Wow. Like I said, Betty Castor for the Senate. Oh! I don't care. Anybody that can beat whoever they come up with, these Republicans.
Right.
That Martinez goofball. Huh?
Right.
They're handpicked.
Handpicked.
And whatever, but it's definitely not Mayor. I shouldn't worry about it. Mayor Penis Bikini. He don't even have a chance. He don't have a Chinaman's chance in hell.
Nope.
Even Miguel ain't voting for him. Are you voting today? Did you vote? No. See, nobody votes in the primary. Ask me if I voted.
Did you vote?
Don't ask. 567-0560, pound 560. Well, then Buddy Nevins will write about it again, that little slimy piece of crap. Hey, Buddy, take a bath, okay, at least once before the year is out. 567, let's get these phones smoking between now and... Oh, speaking of the elections in Palm Beach, this is the reason I played that. Madam Butterfly flies off with the ballots. Florida fixed again. Absentee ballots go absent, writes Greg Palace. He's great. It's on our website today. On Friday, Teresa Lepore, that bitch, supervisor of elections in Palm Beach, candidate for re-election as supervisor of elections, chose to supervise her own election, no one allowed. Today, Florida votes for these nominally nonpartisan posts. You remember Teresa Madam Butterfly, the one whose ballots brought in the big vote for Pat Buchanan in those Jewish precincts in November of 2000.
Oi!
Then she failed to do the hand count that would have changed the White House from blue to red. This time, Teresa's in a hurry to get to the counting. She began tallying absentee ballots on Friday in her own re-election race. Not to worry, the law requires the supervisor of elections in each county to certify poll watchers to observe the count. But Teresa's got a better idea. She refused to certify a single poll watcher from opponents' organizations, despite the legal requirement she do so by last week. She'll count her own votes herself, thank you very much.
We trust her.
And so far, she's doing quite well. Although 37,000 citizens have requested absentee ballots, she says she only got 22,000 when she began the count. Where are the others? Don't ask. Oh, where did we just hear that? Don't ask. So she posts the names of requesters. She won't release the list of those who have voted, an eyebrow-raising deviation from standard procedure. It's a deviation, you deviate. And she has no intention of counting all the ballots received. She's reserved for herself the right to determine which ballots have acceptable signatures. In other words, the ones that voted for her look pretty good,
right,
and the ones that might vote for anybody else, when in doubt, toss them out. Her opponent, Democrat Art Anderson, had asked Teresa to use certified handwriting experts instead of her hand-picked hacks to check the signatures. Unfortunately, while federal law requires Teresa to allow a voter to correct a signature rejection when registering, the feds do not require her to permit challenges to absentee ballot rejections. I know what you're thinking. How could Madam Butterfly know how people are voting? Well, she's printed party affiliation on the outside of each return envelope. That certainly makes it easier to figure out which ballot is valid, don't it? And, dear reader, please take note of the implications of this story for the big vote in November. Millions have sought refuge in absentee ballots as a method to avoid the dangers of the digitizing of democracy. Florida and other states are reporting 400+% increases in absentee ballot requests due to the fear of the new computer voting machinery that so many of us don't trust. Some refuge. Lepore is giving us an early taste of how the Bush Leaguers intend to care for your absentee ballot. If there's no safety in the absentee ballot, how about the computerized machines? The Lepores of America have that one figured out, too. On Friday, the day on which Teresa began her Kremlin-style vote count, the New York Times ran a puff piece on Jeb's Palm Beach political pet. Cub reporter Amy Goodnow derided fears of Democrats who painted dark scenarios about the computer voting machines Madam Butterfly installed over the objections of the state's official voting technology task force. If you're wondering why the experts told her not to use the machines, I'll tell you. Because the New York Times won't. It's not because the voting specialists are anti-technology Luddites. The fact is that Florida counties using touchscreens have reported a known error rate 600% greater than the alternative paper ballots read by optical scanners. And those errors have occurred, surprise, overwhelmingly at African-American precincts. Oh, no. First Brother Jeb has teamed with Lepore to keep the vote clean and white. Together they refused the Democrats' request for the more reliable paper ballots as an option for voters. In Leon County, by contrast, election supervisor Ian Sancho insisted on paper ballots and did not lose a single vote to error in the March presidential primary. Sancho told me it's a slam-dunk certainty that the computer screens will snatch away several thousand Palm Beach votes. You see, Mad Dog, I said that word. Teresa and the Jebster have been quite close since Lepore came out of the closet. The Republican-turned-Democrat, nominally independent this year, accepted the sticky embrace of the Republican Party. One really has to wonder if she ever truly left the blues in the first place. It's a shame that Supervisor Lepore was too busy counting her votes and rejecting... I think he's got his colors mixed up in this article, doesn't he?
I think so.
It's a shame that Supervisor Lepore was too busy counting her votes and rejecting ballots to respond to my phone calls. I wanted to be the first to congratulate her on her election victory 2 days before the election. Or maybe she fears I might be the early bird dog who catches the butterfly as she turns back into a worm. Writes Greg Palat. There you go, Teresa Lepore. Haven't I been saying, why isn't she in jail? Why she still got that job? I mean, she ain't no Miriam Elephant.
Well, she's got that job because she just got reelected.
And butterflies are free. And in Palm Beach, whatever it is, they say, we like it free. Especially at the early bird. Don't forget, free early bird dinners in Palm Beach on Election Day. At Schlamey's. 5670560. What a joke, man. This state is an absolute joke and a half. So you might as well have a few chuckles, you know. Like Greg from Toronto said, or whatever his name was. Let's have a few laughs, man. Because this is really pathetic. Plus, we might all be dead by this weekend when that big blow comes in. Mm-hmm. I mean, you. I won't be here. Which of these is of most interest to you? Hurricane Francis, 229. That's almost 40% out of 577 vote. When is Hank coming back? That's number 2 in their minds. 128 want to hear.
Hey, stupid!
Soon, including me and just about all of us here. And really, this doesn't have anything to do with Mo. I mean, indirectly, I guess it does, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We want Hank back.
Right.
I mean, if Mo was doing, like, overnights or weekends or anything else, at this stage of the game, more power to him, whatever. You know? Don't ruffle my feathers, no Mo. But he just happens to be in there because they have to pay him now, and as a result, this is going on. How bad will the Dolphins do this year is moving into a strong number 3 with 50. The Howard Stern Show, 42, the one with the holes in it like Swiss cheese. The Olympics, 36. The Democratic Convention, 34. Today's election, 33. The Republican Convention, 21. And the MTV Awards, only 6. See, now if they asked the same question in Power 96, they did the same poll, you think we'd have the same result? Hell yeah. They're concerned about the hurricanes.
And Hank.
The hurricanes. Big time. 20 till 1 at 560 WQM. Let me tell you right now, if you're concerned about your carpets, as a matter of fact, after the big storm hits, you're going to be like wading in with all boots and all kinds of crap. Once the storm is gone, that's a good time to call Dry Concepts. While I was away, Dry Concepts came and did my carpets in the house, and it's just amazing. Even with those dogs, especially the little one, the damage they did in there for years and years. I mean, those dogs were nice and all that stuff, but boy, they sure left some stuff. And those carpets look just like brand new. They smell lemony fresh. They look like the day they were laid right on that floor. And, of course, let's face it, your carpet is as bad as your sink when it comes to collector of germs. So if you want to sanitize your home and have everything looking really spiffy, your carpets, your upholstery, your drapery, your expensive Aryan Oriental rugs, then you definitely ought to be calling Dry Concepts because they're the best in the world. I've used them for over 20 years. They've been doing it right in town since 1979 for 25 long, excruciating, fantastic years. No rip-offs, no scams. They give you a written guaranteed price up front before they start doing their unbeatable job. Your carpets look and smell lemony fresh like brand new, and they're dry in a couple of hours. You really can clean today, entertain tonight. Pick up that phone and call them right now. They're the best in the universe. You'll never get let down when you call Dry Concepts. Call them toll-free, 1-800-248-5071. That's 1-800-248-5071. Or on that wicked World Wide Web, it's dryconcepts.com.
What a powerhouse lineup. 560 QAM.
A petri dish sitting out in the lab, but there's a pretty good chance there. I got me a tumor, it's as big as a whale, and they say that they can fix it with some stem cells. Right now I'm lightheaded, I feel kind of funny, so hurry up and get that funding money.
I have no life.
Bush says, don't go so fast. They gotta last every stem cell.
Well, they're sitting right there in a cryogenic tank in an old petri dish. Go on and make a wish. Turn into a liver. Turn into a heart cell. Turn into a kidney. Do it all with stem cell. Oh, a stem cell is a clever little cell that we can harvest forever.
Stem cells, baby.
Stem cells, that's where it's at.
Splicing and a dicing, hacking and a whacking. Save 'em in your freezer, you can be an old geezer. My illness is tragic, but stem cells are magic. So everybody pass them around and around and around and around.
Stem cells, baby, stem cells. Stem cells.
Now, we don't want nothing too scientific, okay? It gets God all bent out of shape. 13 to 1 at 560 WQAM. So, Peter Deutsch is a Sharon liquor, huh?
I had no idea.
I didn't either. I don't believe it. You believe it?
I don't have anything to base that on.
I still like Betty Castor a lot.
Like
Who is
oil?
she? Former
Who?
Secretary of Education, wasn't she?
Okay. I don't know anything about her either.
Betty Castor Oil?
Cast her vote.
Right. Cast your vote, man. Betty Castor. Or Peter Deutsch. Anybody but Alex Penis Pequeña. I don't believe it. I think that's some anti-Semitic guy that sent that fax.
Probably.
Headless body left in trunk. Passenger decapitated. Marietta, Georgia. Oh, probably just as well. A drunken driver hit a telephone pole support wire that decapitated his passenger, then drove 12 miles home and slept in his bloody clothes, leaving the headless body in the truck, police said. How do you like that? A neighbor walking with his young daughter Sunday morning discovered Daniel Brome's headless corpse in the truck in John Kemper Hutcherson's driveway and called authorities, said Corporal Dana Pierce, County Police spokesman. Officers found Hutcherson asleep inside his home. He was visibly drunk and his clothes were bloody, authorities said. They later found Brome's severed head at the crash site. Oh, there's nothing like a good severed head. What?
Yeah.
That's what they say in the Middle East. Hutcherson, 21, was charged with vehicular homicide, driving under the influence and failure to stop at an accident with death or injury. He was jailed on a $100,000 bond. Police said Hutcherson and Brome, friends since high school, were drinking at a bar Saturday night, left after Brome said he felt sick. Brome, 23, apparently was leaning out the window when Hutcherson hit the support wire a mile and a half from the bar. Those who knew him best said that Brome always had a good head on his... Or maybe they said he used Head and Shoulders. We can do a DNA
It's
test.
always a head of the
I don't
pack.
want to play that severed head thing with all that terrible stuff that's been going on in the Middle East and everything. Huh? Wouldn't that be in bad taste to play that?
Oh, my God! It's a severed head!
Yes, severed head, the new fad that's sweeping the nation. Everyone who's anyone has got a severed head. And if you think it's not for you, then just listen to this dramatized version of an actual letter sent to us by a satisfied severed head customer.
Okay, that makes $623 for all your Halloween candy.
Well, $623. Isn't that a lot for a bag of candy?
Well, it's our finest mixture. You do get the caramel corn balls, the tapioca sugar daddies, and the juice-filled wax pumpkins.
Well, I guess it is a good deal. Except for this severed head in the middle of the Zagnut bar.
Sweet, but geez, I'm so sorry. Please let me give you all this Halloween candy for free.
You'd better.
Yes, a severed head is your ticket to thousands of discounts and freebies worldwide. So pick up yours today. And remember, if it's not dead, it's not severed head.
You know what's not in here that I would play right now, but what would Jesus eat? Bob and Tom? Not in here.
Where the hell did that come from?
What do you mean by that?
Where'd you get that from?
Off the latest Bob and Tom CD that somebody sent to me, which I think is up north. It's in my DCS. I got probably 8 million more good stuff in mine. Mine are all like bleeped and ready to go.
Well, I don't even have that in here.
In here what?
That disc.
Of course not. Who the hell
here.
cares about you?
Disc,
Greg don't
right.
like you.
Of course.
Okay, anyway, let's...
All those other bits are new, by the way.
What's
you
that?
probably don't even have any on the Post-it notes all around the screen.
What do you mean they're all new?
They're new, like from the last 2 weeks.
And I don't have them?
I don't know.
Well,
some of those.
What makes you assume that?
I thought they sent you a disc at the end of the week.
Whenever they get around to it.
Right.
Whenever they feel like it.
Which
Don't bother me.
You don't have last week's because you're here.
Exactly. So what the hell am I going to do with it up there? Or just shut up. Okay, 618 votes on there, and Hurricane Francis has got them all whipped up into a frenzy. There's the typhoon in Japan. I hope your daughter's not on the west.
And it's losing strength.
West in Japan.
Yeah, she's living in a paper
Welcome back
house.
to Weather Center. I'm Rich
You're not gonna.
And I'm Janetta Jones. It's
At least one good thing with your daughter being over there and all the Japanese have those little penises.
Situation developing, and we want to get right to it. Show you Hurricane Francis, a very strong, powerful hurricane in Category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. Definitely
She's doing research.
Hurricane. Winds at 135 miles per hour. Its movement is
Oh my
west at 15 miles per hour. It's going to be passing just to the north of Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands today, but they will definitely be feeling the impact with at least tropical storm force winds throughout the afternoon. You can see that the estimated pressure is down to 950 millibars, 28.05 inches, and it's centered about 175 miles northeast of San Juan, Puerto Rico.
They always wobble.
So that is what is going on
but you'll
currently
notice that it
with
is
Hurricane
moving,
Francis.
it's wobbling
the NOAA
slightly
hurricane
to the
hunters
northwest.
are
You
on
notice
their
that?
way into
She won't say that,
the area right
'cause the
now.
advisory says
Check
it's
it out.
moving due west,
Bring
but
back
it's
some more
not.
information as to wind speed and all of that kind of thing. All right, let's see what's going on with the advisory from Hurricane Francis. We are talking about the possibility, well, already some hurricane watches and warnings in effect. The warnings for the southeastern Bahamas, the Turks and the Caicos Islands, and the watches for the central Bahamas. So those are the hurricane watches and warnings. So you need to heed those warnings and watches. As we have farther to the south, we can tell you about tropical storm advisories that are in effect. Now, tell you what, let's head on back and talk about the Hurricane Francis.
I'm dying over here.
That's enough. Get her out of there. Pretty ponderous, the job they're doing on the Weather Channel. I keep wanting to say the Weather Network, but that's Canadian, eh? Okay, let's get back to the good stuff. This article here, you know, Tucker Carlson, the silly goose with the bow tie that's on Crossfire, that idiot, that right-wing pretend-to-love Bush guy who's on there with James Carville or Paul Begala. Anyway, here's an article about that you ought to listen to very carefully. It's called Bush's 9/11 Cowardice. It's on our website. So what does it mean when Tucker Carlson and Andrew Sullivan both declare they can't vote for Bush in November? That they're whores? That they're reading the tea leaves and don't want to get stuck on the wrong side of history? That they're tools and hacks and don't matter? Perhaps, but they do have their own sphere of relevance, and frankly, every right-wing pundit that turns away from Bush is a victory for us. And the latest Esquire magazine, in addition to running Ronnie Reagan's anti-Bush screed, also treats us to Carlson and Sullivan declaring their disappointment in a failed Bush presidency. Oh, this is so sweet. That silly, silly twit with a bow tie. Carlson, in particular, is brutal on Bush, taking him to task for his cowardice on 9/11. Carlson says the attacks initially made me sorry I voted for him. For most of that day, as my wife and children stayed inside our house, listening to the roar of fighter jets overhead and black smoke from the Pentagon hovered above our neighborhood, Bush failed to return to Washington. My family sat unprotected a few miles from the scene of a terrorist attack Bush hid in a bunker on some faraway military base. It infuriated me, as did the subsequent excuses from White House spokesman. There was a risk in coming back, they said. There was a risk in coming back, they said. Of course there was. That's the point. Leaders must take risks, sometimes physical ones. Bush should have elbowed his Secret Service detail out of the way and returned a display of fearlessness to his nation's capital. I found it distressingly revealing that he didn't. So did I. It was one of my earliest thoughts that fateful day. Say what you will about Giuliani, and most of what I would say is bad, but Rudy showed the type of leadership Bush only wishes he could muster. What's worse, Rove knew how bad Bush's cowardice looked, so much the same way they handle any obstacle they face. They lied. Rove claimed they had received credible threats against Air Force One, a ludicrous assertion that was proven false days later, but in the chaos of the moment, both Bush's palpable fear and lies used to cover it up were lost. But as Carlson says, the incident was revealing. Just as Kerry's heroism a half a world away is revealing, there's a reason the swift boat liars are going after the story so hard. Kerry turned his boat into the danger he faced. Bush ran to Nebraska and cowered in fear.
Short.
How do you like that? Right to the point, baby. He's got his thumb right on it. It's on our website. Read it and weep about your cowardly president, who's sitting by while thousands are getting massacred, slaughtered for no good reason at all. And by the way, what a great job against the war on terrorism. Iraq, where there was no terrorism, which wasn't a terrorist threat, now is the greatest hotbed of terrorism in the world.
Well, they shouldn't have attacked us on 9/11.
That's right. They should have been doing all those evil things, all them evildoers. Plus, we don't like those schmatzes they were.
But they don't.
That's
in
the
Iraq.
Iraqis. Well, we're confused about that. We don't know one from the other. Okay?
They're over there bombing.
We're a little confused about headgear. We're learning that now. We had some fag interpreters who could understand it, but they were fags, so we dumped them out.
We can't trust them faggots.
Anyway, 12:56 at 560 WQAM.
1 to 2 hours.
There's a fat left-wing guy wants Bush to say goodbye, Michael Morey. He wears extra-large pants, and they love him in France, Michael Morey. His new flick, it is full of tricks. GOP is sick, 'cause it picks on George W. Might become number one, and then when it's done, won't be fun. Bush will be screwed. His documentary, 4 stars from John Kerry, Michael Morey. If he wins an Oscar, his speech will last an hour, you can bet. And now all of Fox News would like him to be moving to Norway. But it's clear he'll stay here to be paid in their rear, Michael Morey.
Rectum. 102 at 560 WQAM. Boy, it's zipping right along, you know. It's our 1 to 2 hour. It's been moving, man.
Only feels like 3 hours.
Wow. I haven't had a movement like this since about 3 this morning when I hopped out of bed and ran into that magic room. Spent a lot of time hugging the old bull. What was that all about? I think I got bad allergies here. I'll see you. Here's some good news, because keep in mind, folks, it's not important that we succeed, but that people we don't like fail. Isn't that the case?
Sure, we'll take it.
Baseball owner is beaned by the market. I'll give you a clue who we're talking about.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
The Boston Red Sox may be on the comeback trail, but the difficult summer for the baseball team's principal owner continues.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
I'll never forget that day that he and his henchmen stood there in their pinstriped suits in the hallway, and I walked in the door to come into the studio that morning, and somebody in the control room, Greeper or somebody, said, "Morning, Neil," and right away they looked at me like the Antichrist had just walked in, like I had 666 tattooed on my rectum fat ass. And I said, "Quit looking at my ass, will you please?" John Henry, who runs one of the largest hedge fund-type firms in the commodity and currency markets, has seen losses pile up lately. Oh, all we can say to that is, all right. John Henry and Company, a $2.2 billion managed futures advisor in Boca, has made costly errors in the stock, bond, and currencies market this year, reports today's Wall Street Journal. All I can say is,
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
The firm's largest investment program, the $1.2 billion strategic allocation program, a blend of Mr. Henry's various strategies, is down 22% since January 1st.
I must be crazy. I must be
In
nuts.
comparison, the Dow is down about 3% this year. The Treasuries have scratched out gains of about 3%. He's down 22% since January 1. 5 other investment programs in Mr. Henry's firm are down more than 20% this year.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
While the Red Sox have rallied to within shouting distance of their bitter rivals, the Yankees, Mr. Henry's firm isn't showing any signs of snapping out of its own slump. The strategic allocation program is down another 1% or so in August. Oh, man. So is Mr. Henry saying wait till next year? Not so fast. He's so convinced the turnaround is at hand that he's invested $20 million of his own money in the firm's accounts in recent days.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
We know what we do works, he says. I believe that by the end of the year we'll be positive, Mr. Henry says. We'll be fine, he's saying.
Oh, we're fine.
It's a great time to invest in our form of trading. For almost any other firm, a burst of self-confidence in the midst of such a bad year would seem as misplaced as the decades-long yearning for World Series title held by many forlorn New Englanders, but the volatility of his 22-year-old firm's performance is notorious in the market, and John Henry & Company has rallied sharply from steep losses in the past. Damn it. Well, maybe it won't happen again. Maybe he'll lose his skinny little ass.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
That's his body language told you what a loser he was, you know. I don't care if he's got $80 billion. I think the best way to describe John Henry, turd on 2 legs.
I never saw him when he was here.
Because when Mad Dog was in the hallway...
You turd.
Let's see. Don't forget that Deutsch voted for the act to clean up radio. Oh, yeah, right. And so did everybody else, okay? How many were there?
Wasn't there one?
No, that was in the Senate. He was in the House. There were like 391 to 13 or something like that. I mean, who are you kidding? And so did Kerry, and so did Kennedy, and so did everybody else. Because And also, where's the catfish lady? I have no idea. John wants to know. I have no idea, John. The catfish lady, you don't even know who that is.
No, who?
That was pre-your time at IOD. Back in the day when we had all those regular callers, remember EJ and DJ and the catfish lady?
And
the thanks for calling lady. Yeah, people I had talked to for years. INZ people, long before Zeta. You know, back in the day when we talked to, he's called us a couple of times.
Sure.
And DJ and PJ.
I remember that.
And
from the part-time
MJ.
days, they would call Stan, too.
Right. Oh, Stan.
Yeah.
I wonder what I have. I probably shouldn't even be saying it because then my phone will be ringing. I'm not answering the phone.
Woke up at 2 p.m., face down in a gutter. My mouth tasted like mung. My brain was like butter.
Oh, I like this one better.
Stan Major, now on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD. If you missed the last show, you missed this.
Well, then what the hell is your problem? Kane is in New York, fella.
When he would do a show, I don't want Kane back. I just told you that. But
well, then who do you want? Who do you want? You want Alan Burke?
No, of course not. I think
you want Joey Reynolds?
No, of course not.
Then what the hell do you want on the air? Silence?
I mean, is that all we have to choose
What do you... Give me a name.
But is that all we
Who do you want?
Is that all we have
What
to choose
kind of content do you want during 2 to 6?
Hear the next Stan Major show this afternoon at 2 on News Talk Radio 610 WIOD.
I think what they wanted between 2 and 6 was ABS. Anybody but Stan.
Oh.
Anyway, did you buy a new watch lately?
Not lately.
How about that Milky Way Dark? Have you tried that one out?
Yeah.
Poor Stan. Poor Stan. By the way, how's that money that you owe me, Stan? 56705. Oh, don't worry. Keep it. Just don't call me. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. I hear he can use another little check before I go back up north. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Two things.
Happy Tuesday, amigo.
Oh, there we go. Tuesdays are the worst. Check it out. One, I got about 30 of these people over here in Bonaventure putting their shutters up already.
Oh, God.
Also, what kind of green do you smoke? The good stuff?
No, not on this show, man. We don't do any of that wacky weed crap on this show.
After the show.
Especially in Toronto, where it's, bad stuff in Canada, eh? Oh, and I did tell you, Paul Martin is going to he's going to put it on the table.
Yes,
they're all going to pick it up and pass it around like a peace pipe and smoke it.
All right.
Yeah. No, seriously.
I'll be right there.
I mean, you talk about a difference in right across that border, baby. It's like they're in the Enlightened Age and we're in the Stone Age. They're in the Stoned Age and we're in the Stone Age. It is so sad, so pathetic, so tragique, man. And the DEA, they finally, I guess, threw out the case out there. One of those cases in California. Remember the guy that was growing the medical marijuana?
Yeah.
Within state law, they passed a law, and the DEA went out there and said, well, we don't give a crap about your state law. This is one of the cases where we don't care about states' rights no more, because that wacky weed is bad. And they're also given, and I'll say this for Paul Martin, which he's pretty weak, lame, plastic. But he stood up to him because the U.S. government naturally bringing a lot of pressure against that Canadian government.
Right.
And he said, well, how come it's okay for the Taliban, Poppy? Yeah.
Hi, Poppy.
Do you know that that's the number
Sure,
one
right.
source of revenue in Afghanistan again, and the Taliban is reforming,
Right.
and all this other BS that they're selling you, and the $43 million that they gave to the Taliban sure paid off, didn't it?
Sure did.
God,
Cut off a lot of
what
heads
a
and
freaking
hands.
joke, man. How can there be so many stupid, ignorant idiots? I still blame it on the media. I
Sure.
know the masses are uneducated, but the media could be educating them like every minute of every day.
Well,
but,
big business bought the
but
media.
what are they doing? They're putting on like John Gotti's Family. You
Right.
know, that's
all part
a
of the
brilliant
plan,
show.
man.
Yeah. Right. And all these so-called reality shows. I got news for you. It's somebody else's reality that's fleecing the money out of your wallet. It's not the real world, okay? Just like Howard Beale said, you're the reality. That this is just an illusion is what he said. Good old Howard Beale. Remember that speech?
Yeah, it didn't do him much good, did it?
No, it sure as hell didn't. But he was a good guy. He meant well. Nobody saw that movie.
No.
And you know what it's like? It's like the war in Vietnam. And now that I'm an old geezer, it never dawned on me. The war in Vietnam ended how many years ago?
About 30, man.
30 years ago.
Right.
So if you're like 20 now or 25 or 30, what do you know about Vietnam? Nothing. So all of this crap. Well, Kerry had some nerve to come back and say, well, all of those atrocities are well documented. They're well
Right.
proven, okay?
Yeah.
Why do you think we got the hell out of there? Why do you think they brought 50,000 kids back in body bags and hundreds of thousands or maybe millions of dead people over
Right.
there?
And forget the Purple Hearts. He went. He was there.
He volunteered to go there. Not
Right.
only did he go.
He signed up.
But why do we keep talking about that? What the hell difference has Vietnam got to do with what's going on? It's just changing the subject. It's just a camouflage is what it is. It's a subterfuge.
Don't light it.
Just a smoke screen. Oh, that's the last caller. He's got the smoke screen going. In fact, you got his number? The good stuff came in this weekend. You know that there's a full moon?
Yeah, I've been noticing.
Got up this morning, went out there to get my papers. I looked up in the sky, and I couldn't believe it. I said, that explains a little bit of yesterday, because there in the sky was the full...
Cock-a-room.
Yeah. It was incredible. Hey, when you shop for quality footwear, great selection and professional service, unbeatable prices, the place you want to go is, of course, Brandy Shoes in Pompano. At Brandy Shoes, you'll find the biggest selection of great name brand men's and women's shoes, the best service, and, of course, like I always tell you, the best prices in town, period. The top names in the shoe business, they got them all. They got Rockports, which are, for my money, the best. Florsheim, SAS, Sperry, Timberland Naturalizer, and lots more. And with Brandy's humongous selection, chances are you'll never hear, sorry, we don't have that size and style. You can bet Greg and Duff's life on it that exactly the style you're looking for is in stock, on the shelf, ready to slap on your fat feet right now. You can't beat it with a stick. Brandy's is open every day, Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m., Sundays 10 to 5. You'll find Brandy's in the same great location they've been doing people great for years, 1290 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Always worth it. See, that Mung is in here again. I better get out of town. Like tomorrow would be good. And all this week at Brandy's, it's a great time to buy SAS, even better than normal, because all great men's and women's styles are 25% off. So be sure and come into the store and or visit them on the web. Let's see, spell out the letters. SAS, spell out the letters. Did I say SAS?
You did. SAS.
Oh, I guess they thought I might say SAS. Get those great SAS shoes this week. Don't
They're
sass
sassy.
the clerks there.
Rhymes with.
Ass. Come into the store or visit them on the web at brandysshoes.com.
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560 QAM.
Janice Popinski, woman or a man, Commandant, they'll call me concentration camp. You replace the torture at Hussein's Abu Ghraib with a better way to rape and torture instead. Conquering Iraq because we hate them for something that we know they did not do. Bush-Obama Nazi occupation. Now we're all screwed.
Absolutely.
Janice Popinski, let that freedom ring. And my electrified barbed wire do their thing. Take those naked inmates, stack them in a pile. There's a Kodak moment to say cheese and smile. Overseeing all that rape and torture. Inventing new atrocities for fun. Like Nuremberg, you only follow orders. Look what we've become.
Oh my God.
Janet Kopinski, smelly fat bull died. Wrapped in her black rubber on a Saturday night.
I bet you even Hillary would turn down that dyke. It's 117. Maybe not Janet, though. I think I can see Janet and Janice driving off in the sunset together in that red pickup truck. Can't you just see that?
Well, she's got the thick glasses.
Oh, yeah.
She's got to take them
She
off.
was supposed to be the scapegoat, by the way, and she butched up big time, even more than usual, and said, hey, guess what? You're going down. You know what we don't have in the, you don't have anything here.
No, I don't. You keep leaving it up there.
What? Abu Ghraib? Where did that come from?
That's in there.
And where?
In there.
Under what?
Abu Ghraib.
Get out of here, Abu
Gababubu.
No, it's not. Not in here.
Telling you.
I'll guarantee you right now it ain't in
Maybe
here.
under Bush Dash, Abu
Nah, Bush Dash my ass.
Abu Ghraib.
What is it?
Bush Dash
Bush
Abu
Dash?
Ghraib, yeah.
See, there's too many, like, I got
Dashes?
it on my 360.
Dash over and press it.
Yeah, Dash on this. How about Mrs. Dash? How's she doing? How's Sam Dash? Didn't he just croak? Let's see. Oh, there he is.
Abu Ghraib.
Yeah, I like mine better, though. 118 at 560 WQAM on a great Tuesday, man. We got Election Day today. Don't forget, vote for Betty Castor or Peter Deutsch. Anybody except for Alice Penis Pequena. Okay? All you Jews out there, vote for Peter Deutsch. He likes kosher. Betty Castor, she eats treif. And Alice Penis Pequena.
Yeah.
Enough said. Which of these is or was of most interest to you? 691 votes. That's not bad, considering. We came out at about, 10 after 10 this morning? After the best of Howard Stern?
It was the best.
Seems to me that some of that stuff, now I don't listen very much, as you know.
More than me.
But some of that stuff is like from when it's already been on this station. It's only been a couple of weeks, live, you know. But I guess when you want the top-rated morning show in America, you have to take whatever you can get, with or without the holes like Swiss cheese, with or without the delay, the dump, the bump, the muffled sound.
Just being able to say
Howard in the morning. That's why Muff is in there in the morning, to like control that muffled sound. That's where that expression came from. Anyway, 691 vote. Which of these is or was most important to you? Hurricane Francis, 275. When is Hank coming back? 146. I think we'll know by Thursday, if and when. That's my best guess.
Okay.
Because everybody you ask in the building, from our program director to our operations manager to the janitor, I don't know nothing. And I actually believe them, which is rare for me, but I don't think they do know nothing. And about this either. When is Hank coming back? 146. How bad will the Dolphins be this year? 65 votes on that, almost 10% are pretty damn worried. Except for us Patriot fans. Oh, boy. Talk about rubbing your hands together. The Howard Stern Show, 46 are interested in that. Olympics, 45. 45 people interested in that faggery? Man. I mean, was there one real sport in that whole deal? Oh, basketball. And that was an embarrassment for the U.S.
Oh, still haven't named one as far as I'm concerned.
No, but I mean, that's considered a real sport. Swimming.
Oh, like team sports.
No, like swimming. Sport.
The running around the track, I guess.
Track. Yeah, track was good. I watched about 2 minutes of that. Democratic Convention, 46. Olympics, 45. Today's election, 37. How many people are voting today in Dade?
About 30, man.
And in Broward?
About 30, man.
Republican Convention, 27. And the MTV Awards has still got only 6 out of almost 700 vote. Only 6. It's just not our crowd, man. We just don't have those hip, teeny bop, rapping, crapping, booping, bopping. Yeah, we don't have them. 21 past 1. Let's get a whole bunch of calls on here before 2, because I think like I've shortchanged. Although we got a whole bunch of stuff here yet about the latest polls.
Yeah.
But we'll get to them.
All right.
WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Good.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Speak to me.
Yes, how you doing? I want to know how the fisherman's doing.
How what?
How the fisherman is doing.
He's still in the closet is what I'm hearing.
Must be a very crowded closet.
Yeah, especially in that house, in that hood. How's Lazaro doing? Oh. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you doing?
Good.
I have a spy report.
Yes.
Last
Why are you whispering?
Well, I'm not whispering. I was waiting so long. Last night I was flipping channels, and I ran into the PBS coverage of the Republican National Committee.
And you watched that, the Republican convention?
A second. You know who they had there, Neil?
Jane Fonda.
No, they had a woman, supposedly
John Wayne.
From
Abe Lincoln, the founder of the Republican Party.
And she was telling the stories, of all the stuff that's happening. Yeah. And this is what, after 4 years, they have to bring to the table?
That's what they got. Okay. And then the John Kerry Band-Aid, don't forget that.
Bye.
See ya. Yeah, they got nothing. See, if any administration that's done great things like create millions of jobs like Clinton did, or bring us, peace and prosperity in our time.
Don't forget the
all
surplus,
these
budget
things,
surplus.
$2 trillion surplus in the budget. All of those things, they were able to toot their own horn. Of course, they still got the election stolen. That's because of Jew Lieberman.
Right.
And that's because Gore, being as wooden as he was, and didn't trot out old Bubba. That's another reason.
Distancing himself.
Oh, and then they got Alex Penis Pequena on there yesterday. They were talking again about the Gore clip, about how he stabbed Gore in the back and was the worst betrayer and yada. And Penis Pequena's response is, well, if he would have just won his home state of Tennessee, he wouldn't have needed Florida. Boy, you talk about trying again. Change the subject, okay? Point the arrow in the other direction. It's like saying that Hurricane Francis is going to hit France. That's why they call it Francis.
Francus.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what he's doing, Mayor Penis Pequena.
Mhm.
Who are you kidding, man, you phony? He's the chameleon of Dade County.
It's a twerp.
He's a chameleon twerp who is whatever you want him to be on any given day. Oh, he's not going to let Mickey Arison make that deal. He's not going to make any backdoor deals. He promises you. That's his number one guarantee. And as soon as he gets in office, he goes and makes a backdoor deal. I'm not talking about that backdoor, but who knows? We'll ask Juan Mendieta. And then the same thing, he goes and stabs Gore in the back, and he goes into hiding. He could have put that thing over the top and didn't do it. Just 600 votes is all it would have taken, and a few thousand bogus ones to be sure for insurance. And now all of a sudden, he's the big Republican basher, and Bush did this, and Bush is doing that, and we need the international coalition. Yeah, right. Who the hell are you kidding? One day he's a Democrat, the next day he's a Cuban, he's everything. To all people. And you're going to see a whole bunch of your people are going to vote against Bush this time.
Not my people.
They're either going to vote for Kerry or they're going to stay home. Because they are foaming. Like the guy who killed himself yesterday. I bet you he would have voted for Kerry, but he's dead.
A lot of slot fighting going on in that community.
Right. That is right.
A lot of contretemps.
Because this business this embargo business ain't getting it done. All it's doing is creating tremendous hardships for a lot of people, including the guy that blew his brains out. And he's still dead, last time we checked. God, what an idiot. WQAM, hello.
I voted.
WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Great.
Good. I trust your opinion pretty good, and I was wondering if you had any endorsements for today's elections.
Endorsements on what?
On Senator.
Just for the U.S. Senate, man. Anybody except Alex Penis Pequena.
You like Deutsch?
Peter Deutsch is okay. I liked him, but then this anti-Semite before got all bent out of shape about it.
All right. Anyone for the local
No,
date?
I don't deal with local yokels. I ain't got time for that.
You don't got time.
No.
All right, thanks.
They're small potatoes, man. Just keep that in mind. You notice the same faces, the same names year after year after year.
I know, but trying to get in there, make a difference.
There you go. Well, do it, baby. Vote 4 or 5 times just to make sure. You might get counted once.
That would be pretty good for Florida. That's pretty typical,
Okay.
All
See
right,
ya.
Thanks.
And don't wear that blackface to the election poll. Not a good idea. Right?
Oh, it depends on where you wear it.
Not a good idea. All you dark folks, I'd put on like some Clorox bleach. In fact, you know something? Between now and November, we can get Michael Jackson's cosmetologist in here, the dermatologist, whatever it is.
They have spray-on liquid paper now.
Spray on white, baby. You're going to be as white as the fallen snow. Just don't open your mouth. Presidential race too close to call in 3 states. The Gallup telephone survey released Sunday indicates that voters in Wisconsin, I can't believe that Kerry is blowing Wisconsin. How is that possible? Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Iowa are pretty evenly split on who they want and the economy and the war in Iraq. The 3 are among about a dozen states considered too close to call right now, which also includes Ohio, Florida, Nevada, Missouri, and Minnesota. How can Minnesota be tight? How's that possible? By the way, did you hear about Katherine Harris's plane? Registered voters polled in Wisconsin put Democrat John Kerry ahead of President Bush. This is in Wisconsin, 49 to 46% registered, but likely voters in the state, Bush had 50%, Kerry 47%. See, that's going to be the challenge to get all the people out. If all the people vote who who could vote, I'm not talking about 100%, but just a big turnout, then Kerry can win. If the living and breathing people stay home, if they're intimidated, if they're stupid. In Pennsylvania, registered voters give Kerry a 5-point lead, 49-44. But among likely voters, it's Bush 48, Kerry 47. Likely voters. Although the good deal is Nader's off the ballot now in Pennsylvania. And in Iowa, half said they would vote for the Kerry Edwards ticket, 50% against 44% for the Bush-Cheney ticket. But in likely voters, Kerry 51, Bush 46. So actually in Iowa, he's doing okay. Iowa. Told you Iowa ain't all that bad. Some of them good corn-fed folks. That corn sure is special in Iowa, I'll tell you that right now. Just ask Ned Beatty. 27 past 1 at 560 WQM. I think I'm a little incoherent now. Mad Dog coming up at 2 o'clock this afternoon. If your hair is gone, man, if you got that big, gigantic bald spot, you ought to talk to our good buddy Charles Alfieri because he's the best in the business for over 35 years. He's been providing amazing, natural-looking hair systems that are virtually 100% undetectable. And right now, Charlie's introducing the latest development in hair restoration. It's called the new laser light therapy treatment, and this is used for treating fine and thinning hair.
Oh, we're fine.
This new treatment that is FDA certified restores hair and scalp back to its healthiest state while increasing your hair shaft density and volume. The new laser light therapy and its cool light laser device is effective on both men and women, and it's a painless, non-invasive treatment that's complete in about a half an hour. How many minutes?
About 30, man.
Charlie and his staff have witnessed dramatic results with this new system that impedes hair fallout for those with fine and thinning hair. So stop thinking that by some miracle from above, your thinning hair is just going to stop falling into the sink, the shower, on the floor, and give Charlie a call. Find out more about the exciting new laser light therapy treatments and how you once and for all can solve your thinning hair problems that can change your life and the way you look forever. Call them toll free. There's no obligation. Call 1-800-321-2413. That's 1-800-321-2413 or on that wicked web. It's CharlesAlfieri.com.
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560.
The Banana Republic, baby. Only in Miami.
Who's step? Who's step? Ow! Close your mind to what we tell you. Who's step? Lies that we provide become true. Who's step? If you're confused and do not know what to believe, just watch your London corporate news on TV. The media will tell you what to see. Close your mind and two-step. 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 You will worship Lord Bush Panther. Two-step. Smile when you pump gas in your car. Two-step. You no longer have a mind of your own. Only America owns your soul. They have you lemmings well under control. Democracy is dead. Two-step. 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 Sing along with me. Palo punto B. 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 Palo punto B.
What are we going to do about that bitch Joyce? 27 till 2 at 560 WQAM. She's the chicker in the woodpile over there in Naples, Fort Myers, over at Beasley Corporate.
Bubblehead.
Yeah, a bubblehead doll. Because, seriously, she's the one that's put all these other restrictions on her show. It's not the FCC. There are lots of things that they're saying, oh, you can't say this. You can't. Based on her just arbitrarily making it up.
Based on nothing.
Based on her lack of understanding of the FCC dictates.
She just rather us not say anything and makes her job real easy.
Like, for example, Joyce is a bitch who is clueless. Clueless bitch. Can't say that. What that awful L.A. Times poll really means... The L.A. Times poll released last Thursday has created substantial consternation among Democrats. Not only the mainstream media, but many pro-Democratic writers and commentators have accepted the poll's apparent message that the sleazy attacks on Kerry's wartime record have been successful and allowed Bush to overtake Kerry in the presidential race. The bad news is that this perception has been widely accepted. The good news is that it's fundamentally wrong. Let's start with the Kerry-Bush horse race numbers. While the L.A. Times poll found Bush's support among registered voters rising from 46% in July to 49% August 22nd to 24th, and Kerry's support dropping 48 to 46% in the same period, three other polls by major polling organizations found entirely different patterns. August 23 to 25 Gallup poll of registered voters found Kerry had 48-47. At the beginning of August, Gallup showed Kerry and Bush tied 48 apiece. August 23rd to 25th NBC Wall Street Urinal poll found a 3-point lead for Bush unchanged since July 22. A Fox Opinion Dynamics poll found Kerry 46, Bush 43, August 24 to 26. Kerry was up 2% from July 20 to 22nd, and Bush 1% down during that period. In short, the 4 major polls conducted since August 20th don't reveal any consistent or substantial pro-Bush swings, such as would be expected from a successful attack on John Kerry's war record and character during the week and a half before. Instead, the only generalization that can be made from looking at a broader group of over 20 polls of registered and likely voters since the beginning of August is a slight and gradual shrinkage of about 3 or 4% in Kerry's lead. If August had been a slow news month, this trend would almost certainly have been ascribed to an inevitable coming back down to earth following the run of positive news coverage Kerry had enjoyed for several months during the spring and the Democratic convention. Instead, because the attacks on Kerry's medals and military service were intensely dramatic and widely covered, many commentators simply assumed that any changes in the opinion polls had to be due to their influence. But the data in the L.A. Times and other recent polls is actually more consistent with a different interpretation, that a certain decline in Kerry's support, especially among veterans, was inevitable as voters began to pay more attention to the campaign. On the other hand, the data showed the swift vote surrogates' attack on Kerry medals and service has been, as it richly deserved to be, an almost unmitigated fiasco. So while they're trying to peddle you a song and a dance about, oh, look how this is really hurting Kerry, and about how Bush is yanking ahead, all it's a bunch of crap. It's a pile of bull crap. It's part of the spin, as they would say, in the no-spin zone. Got a great article by Eleanor Clift. Remember Eleanor Clift?
I do remember her from that bit.
Right. What's the name of that bit? The McLaughlin Group.
Yes.
Well, what is wrong with you? Boy, you are so
I better be in there, too.
No.
Now, from Washington, the McLaughlin Group, featuring Eleanor Clift, Jack Germond, and sitting in for Pat Buchanan, New York Giant Tiki Barber. Now, here's John McLaughlin. Issue 1, George W. Rings or vault? Eleanor Clift.
Well, John, I'd have to say.
Wrong! Jack Germond.
Well, that's not an easy choice.
Wrong! Tiki Barber.
I'm going to have to say the vote.
Wrong! Actual answer, floor exercise.
That wasn't even a choice.
Next issue, Al Gore. Favorite Broadway show. Bring in the noise, bring in the punk, or Cats. Eleanor G, I think you're swelling off.
Well, John, I'd have to say.
Wrong! Jackie, Big Jamon.
Well, that's a very difficult choice.
Wrong! Tiki Barber.
I'm going to have to say Rent.
Not a choice, Riki Tiki Barber.
You gave an answer last time that wasn't a choice.
Wrong! Correct response, Cats. He loves them. Next issue, the cast of Big Brother should be murdered. How? Eleanor.
Guillotine.
Wrong, Jack Germond.
Dynamite.
Wrong, Tiki Barber.
I don't think they should be killed.
Wrong. Actual answer, poison pudding. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That is one of the all-time greats. But, of course, if you haven't seen the show, does it mean anything? No. See, once you saw the show...
No, I saw a little bit of the show.
It had greater significance.
Didn't have any of those people on it.
Bye-bye. It didn't have Eleanor G.
It didn't have Eleanor. I forget who it did have on there.
Oh, damn.
It had Buchanan on there.
Oh, God. Anyway, so she's got a great article here. It's called Political Terrorists, Bush's Sleeper Cells. All it takes is a wink and a nod from the White House, and this network springs into action. It's a good article. Good column. I might just read it when we come back after the break.
The Howard Stern Show. Listening.
Oh, my God, your breasts are beautiful.
Let's do the shake.
All right.
The Janet Reno shake. Wave your hands up and down and shake them all around. Now try to move your legs. The Janet Reno shake. Now shake them to the left, shake them to the right, do the Janet Reno shake with all of your might. Oh, there. Let's do the Janet Reno shake. Shake your hands and make the round. Woo! The Janet Reno shake. Woo! The Janet Reno shake.
144-1602, that's in very poor taste, by the way, George. Eleanor G., I think you're swelling her Cliff writes. Political terrorists, yada, yada, yada. Karl Rove makes Chuck Colson look like a girly man. Colson didn't have the audacity to go after John Kerry's military record when President Nixon was looking for dirt on anti-war leaders. After researching Kerry's medals, Colson, who now heads a prison ministry program, backed off. Maybe Chuck knew he was going to find Jesus back then because he had a degree of shame, says a senior staffer to a Senate Republican. The Kerry campaign thinks it has succeeded in discrediting the scurrilous attack on Kerry's military service, but Rove got what he wanted. Instead of talking about a failed war in Iraq and a new report that shows 1.3 million more Americans living in poverty, we're debating what happened in the Mekong Delta in 1968. The strategy came straight from the West Wing, says the GOP staffer. Nobody should be confused. Asked to explain, this Republican says Rove is smart enough to keep technical distance, but all it takes is a well-placed wink to activate a web of Bush family hitmen, confidants, and deep-pocket donors. They know what to do, like sleeper cells that get activated, he says, likening the players to political terrorists. They sprang into action in 2000 when Bush was running in the primaries against John McCain. After getting beat in New Hampshire by McCain, Bush's first event was at Bob Jones University in South Carolina. Standing next to Bush on the stage was a veteran who went right at McCain, questioning his Vietnam service while Bush remained silent. A whisper campaign told voters that McCain had a black child. The McCains have an adopted daughter from Bangladesh. McCain lost the primary. The veteran became a Bush administration appointee. The charges advanced by these so-called swift vote veterans for truth would never hold up in a court of law. These men would have us believe, contrary to Navy records and countless eyewitnesses, that Kerry did not act heroically and had a grand plan to manipulate medals from the military. Too bad Bob Dole got hauled into this mess. Once known principally as a GOP hatchet man, Dole had rehabbed himself over the years to war hero and sardonic wit. Then over the weekend he said all swift vote veterans for truth can't be Republican liars. It's the old where there's smoke there's fire routine. Why would Dole allow himself to be used like that? He must have forgotten how Bush's father provoked him during the 1988 GOP primaries with sleazy allegations. When Vice President Bush approached him on the Senate floor, Dole blurted out, "Quit lying about my record." The remark helped sink Dole's chance for the nomination. My Republican mole on Capitol Hill says the green light has gone out to Republicans to do whatever it takes to get Bush elected. This is the way we hold on to power, he says with disgust. Pollster John Zogby's survey of battleground states taken last week as the swift vote controversy raged shows no fundamental change in the race. It's running its course, and it may boomerang, he says, of the attack on Kerry's heroism. The fact that the sleeper network has gone nuclear is evidence of Bush's weakness, not strength, Zogby says. If the Bush team weren't seeing serious damage, they wouldn't be hitting so hard so early. The president is on the ropes. There's no other way of looking at it. A lot of Vietnam vets will never forgive Kerry for accusing them of committing atrocities. Kerry's conceded some hyperbole in his 1971 Senate testimony, but didn't the Toledo Blade win a Pulitzer Prize this year for uncovering Vietnam-era atrocities? Have we forgotten about the My Lai massacre and Zippo lighters burning down hooches? Maybe a few masochists want to debate whether Vietnam was a noble cause, but 58,000 of our soldiers died. The war was a waste, whether you were on the right or the left. Kerry leveled most of his criticism at political leaders who did not tell the truth and who sanctioned search and destroy missions that invited war crimes. By the time Kerry testified in 1971, 44,000 American soldiers already were dead. The war had almost no popular support, yet another 14,000 lives would be lost. The irony is that Kerry does have courage, the very quality this smarmy campaign seeks to denigrate. The rap on him is that he's slow to battle, that it takes a near-death experience to get him fully engaged. By assailing his heroism, the GOP may have done Kerry a favor. Maybe they've awakened the sleeping giant. Says Eleanor Clift, I think you're swallowing her.
If only.
Yeah, well, you never know. He might get out of that Herman Munster trance before we know it and start really coming to life, baby. Getting animated. Go on a rant.
We're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. And we're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
Yeah. 755 votes on the poll so far. Not too bad. Which of these is or was of most interest to you? Hurricane Francis is on their mind. Francis O'Hare, Arlene Francis, Francis the Mule. And we got Weather Channel standing by. But they're in a spot right now. No, but at 10 before the hour, they do their scary report every hour.
On the 10s
Pretty
and 40s.
weak. Pretty weak. Pretty lame, if you ask me. And then that guy in there that wants to keep telling us about, well, the 1926 and 41 or 43 or 46, this is the exact track it was on when it just battered the hell out of Florida. I think he's akin to Brian Norcross. Maybe they're doing something. Anyway, which of these is most important? Hurricane Francis, 307, 40.3% out of 760. When is Hank coming back? 157. Good question. An inquiring mind would like to know sometime this week. We're getting pretty tired of this crap.
That was funny.
How bad will the Dolphins do this year? 68, and it ain't too great. The Democratic Convention, 53. Olympics, 50. Howard Sperm Show, 49. Today's election, the primary. You like anybody, Neil? Like that Peter Deutsch, 40. The Republican Convention, 29. And the MTV Awards, out of 760 votes, 7. Just ain't our crowd, you know?
No.
We just don't have that young, hip hip-hop crowd.
If we'd play some more hip-hop.
Maybe that's what we're going to do.
Or
Maybe
any.
These extra, now that we got all this extra time this week, right, now that
If
it's
they should end early.
on tape. No, I don't mean that, but like, since we usually don't come out at like 10:30, maybe
Sure.
until about 10:30, 10:45 to get the audience used to joining us in progress, we'll play like a bunch of hip-hop crap.
We'll spin the hits.
Right, especially the part that uses all those four-letter words that we can't say, but they can say because it's a racial thing.
That's what I'm going to do on Labor Day.
Isn't that what it is? What about Power 96 down the hall? Are they playing a bunch of nasty stuff? Ask Kid Scurvy, he'll tell you.
I did ask him.
And what did he say?
He said, this company can support me, us, and what we do on our radio station. End of story. Or not.
In other words, they are playing a bunch of filth.
In other words, they're doing what they do.
They're doing what they want to do.
Right.
As dirty as they want to be.
We're line in the sand
as
said we're
Luther
going to
Campbell
do
would
what
say,
we do.
as filthy and disgusting and grotesque as they want to be.
Do what we're entitled to
Well,
do.
all I can say to that is...
All right.
You're listening to Neil Rogers exclusively on 560 QAM.
Tuck it in and hold it.
She's oily, doily, and old. Looks like the Quaker Oats guy. Smells from the body roll mold. Barbara Bush had 40,000 eyefuls of her ice popped out. It happened when she realized she raised for criminal clout. Barbara Bush has 40,000 eyes. And she's nasty, old and crafty, and she raised for poison nasty. She's atrocious and takes some bricks to anyone who says they want no bush. Walks like she's carrying a bowling ball between her thighs and has 40,000 eyes. She's having me to score, as if she's always surprised. She's wiggle when she talks. Barbara Bush has 40,000 eyes. She gave us George Bush and Jeb Bush, not to mention Bill and Robin Bush. Filthy rich and fat, and smells just like the magic sauce on a big hat. Barbara Bush resembles Ernest Borgnine on a bad day with 40,000 eyes.
So how's our fat-ass governor's dysfunctional family doing? I think you owe another apology to the audience because you didn't correct me. I believe before I misspoke and said that Francis is a Category 3? Category 4.
It's a foe.
It's a 4 right now.
It's been a foe
it
for a
was
while.
a 3. No, because it was 125. That makes it a 3.
Well, it was a 0 at one
And then it
point.
went to 135, which makes it a foe. And they just got through saying on the Weather Channel that it could be a 5 by the time it hits land. Although...
Yeah.
I'm looking at that with my own naked eyes, my Barbara Bush eyes, and Marty Feldman
You're
eyes.
not naked, you're wearing goggles.
And it looks to me like it's wobbling a little northwest. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking South Carolina.
That sounds about right.
That's
Ain't
what
nothing
I'm
there
thinking.
anyway.
And wishing and
They're
praying.
used to it. Charleston.
Yeah, to hell with them. They're a bunch of mugwumps anyway. Calling language in the Republican Party's platform vicious and mean-spirited, a group of gay and lesbian Republicans launched a TV ad yesterday aimed at challenging the National Convention delegates to change the party's direction.
Cute.
See, that's what them self-hating
Aren't they
log cabin
adorable?
fags deserve anyway. You know, it's like a bunch of black folks in the Klan saying, I think you guys are going in the wrong direction, man. You ought to tilt them hoods in the opposite direction. Make no sense. Self-hating queens. The radical right has hijacked the party, and we're fighting back. Bill Brownson, he's watching that eye, too, Francis, that brown eye. Bill Brownson, a spokesman for the Log Cabin Republicans, said at a news conference, the party's platform adopted in advance of the convention rejects not only same-sex marriage, but also even rejects benefits for same-sex couples. It also rejects letting openly gay people serve in the military, does not offer a unity plank which would encourage respect for Republicans who disagree with the party majority on social issues. Log cabin officials describe themselves as angry and frustrated. Well, I have a real easy solution for them, okay? That is, come out of the closet, quit being a bunch of self-hating queens, and join a real party where they're not so great either, but at least they give you a little something, a little bone. Well, the ad featuring words from Ronald Reagan began running in New York. That's Ronald Reagan Jr.
Oh, okay.
Isn't it? Ronnie Jr. Began running in New York Monday afternoon to reach convention delegates. The group has posted an appeal for donations on its website to finance the ads. The ad begins with audio of Reagan saying, oh, no, it's the old man.
Right.
Whatever else history may say about me when I'm gone, I hope it'll record that I appeal to your best hopes, not your worst fears. That's kind of ironic. A narrator then says history will record the Republican Party's choice. We will unite on the things that matter most, like winning the war on terror, or will we divide the American family with a politics of intolerance and fear that only lead to hate? Our choice is clear. That's right, the Republican Party, which is about the politics of fear and hate, or the weakling, weak-kneed Democratic Party, which is the only choice you got. Or that doddering old fool Ralph Nader, who ain't going to be on the ballot in Pennsylvania, or a bunch of other places either.
Why are you
Who goes to Vegas to show you what a hotshot he is and says that gambling is evil and it's bad and yada yada. I still say they ought to take like a fan belt from a 1960 Corvair, which that was my first car, was a 60 Corvair, nice little car. Ought to take a fan belt from there and like stick it deep in his
rectum
until the election's over. Okay.
We got one on the shelf.
We got what?
Fan belt from
Well,
Corvair.
great. Okay, we got fans all over the place. Okay, we got the Mad Dog coming up next. I think my prediction is Thursday. Okay, South Carolina for Hurricane Francis.
Okay.
Thursday for the Humper. We had to like alter that a little bit. Weather permitting, of course.
Bye, bye, bye.